So we are rolling.
Rolling.
Zach, welcome. Yeah. Thank you for making it out here to Waynfleet.
No problem.
So I am here. It's been a long time since I've done a podcast. I'm pretty excited, optimistic to have you in here. So Zach was the head sponsor for the Super Happenings party, which we just had at the Super Bowl. Great time. Thank you.
Great time.
And you are the owner of Forge Fitness in Welland.
Indeed.
How long have you been open?
I've been open since June of 2018. June 4th, 2018 was the opening date.
June 4th. I like it.
Yeah.
Nice. So I think a great point to start at, because we've got some things going on, me and you now. And how is it that you got... Well, let me just... We've got a video just aired yesterday, because this is coming out Thursday.
Amazing.
Of our first workout together. So awesome. You're going to be taking me down the journey of improving my burger shape into a better shape.
Love it.
And we're going to be working one-on-one, right?
Yep.
So maybe just give them a little snippet of what we've got going on.
Yeah, so basically you came in and as they will see, we had a nice little workout. It wasn't too intense, just basically a lot of it was for me to gather information on the needs that you have, different issues that you might have mobility-wise, stability-wise, balance-wise. And I was really impressed with what we were able to do in that short amount of time. And,
how so?
To be honest with you, like I was, as they will see, I was very, very shocked by the amount of push-ups that we got in. And like, I'm pleasantly surprised, which was great. The chin-up was incredible. Like that was like a monumental moment.
Really?
That was monumental. What people don't understand is like, in exercise, everybody always thinks that like it's easy to do push-ups, it's easy to do this, easy to do that. 100%. When you're young, when you're in shape, when you're, lighter, right?
You could pound out tons of push-ups.
Could pound them out for sure, but it wasn't always that way. I used to be a bigger guy, and I couldn't even pull myself up once. So to see you rip yourself up there, almost getting a full
that's 250 pounds.
That's 250 pounds. That's a lot of weight.
You'd
right?
have to have a whole bunch of extra weight tied down to you.
Yeah,
you could do a chin-up of 250.
Plates. It would be hard. I would be able to do it, but it would be hard, and that's why I was amazed by what we were able to do, and that was awesome. And what I was really excited about with you is you came to me and you had this nice idea, and we were able to bounce things back and forth. And it's really nice to work with somebody who's really passionate about the things that they do, because if I can see somebody's passionate about something, I can hopefully then translate that passion into what is my passion, which is getting people in shape, getting healthy, feeling good about themselves. And I saw how excited you were, as much as you might have been dreading it in the moment,
and scared
and nervous. But I saw that you were excited to make a change, and that you were serious about this, and that at the end of the day, like it's all fun and games to go out, have your burgers, and do the ratings and stuff, and it's amazing content. It's amazing for everybody else who's watching to enjoy it and to watch it. But your health has to come first.
Yeah, we don't want to die.
Yeah, because you could and I know it sounds funny, it sounds drastic, but at the end of the day, like people die of this. Heart disease is the #1 killer.
For sure.
And it can happen, right?
For sure.
And
if I didn't do this, the quest would end early.
It would end real fast, right? So this is a nice primer for you and your life, and like we talked in person. I think we might have even said it on camera, but it's not about becoming a Beachbody model or some like shit like that. Like you want to be healthy, and you're chasing after that health aspect, which is I think the most important thing to do in fitness. Yeah. And
even though you got a pretty good beach body yourself,
we're doing all right. I gotta make sure to keep that on me so my fiance doesn't leave. So
no doubt.
She told me I'm the trophy husband. That's the
no
the goal
doubt.
At the end
No
of the day.
doubt. I agree.
She'll be the doctor, so I'll be chilling. But no, like it's really important to chase after that health. I work with a variety of different clients, whether they're athletes who are chasing after athletic goals for championship status, or it's an elderly woman who has an issue with just mobility of walking up the stairs and stuff like that. And there's different types of wins, right? You can be an overweight person who wants to drop 50 pounds, but they're still they still got a little love handles here and there, but they drop 50 pounds. That's amazing. Their health is in order. They don't have to run to Welland HQ hospital all the time, right?
Exactly.
Or you could be that 60 some odd woman who had a hard time walking up the stairs, and now you can do a 24-inch box jump, right? Like
Right.
stuff like that's incredible, right?
Or something like yourself.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about where you were at before, because it's pretty amazing where you've been. So how old are you again?
I'm 22 right now.
22, young guy.
Young
I like
man,
it.
yeah.
Spring chicken.
Yeah.
So 22, talk about how you got to here.
Yeah, so my fitness journey started about 6-7 years ago. I was a typical high school athlete kid, always played sports my entire life, loved them.
Which sports?
I played basketball for the most part,
Nice.
and I had to try really hard to be good at that sport. I was just athletic. I wasn't necessarily skilled. I couldn't shoot. I just boxed out and got the buckets easy underneath the basket. That was about it. And then
Clean up the garbage.
That was
key.
That was all, right?
Yeah.
That was it. I think I got maybe 1-3 in my 10 years of playing basketball, and I actually celebrated and we lost the game because I was celebrating instead of running back on defense. But in about grade 10, I joined the Notre Dame football team.
Nice.
And they've been asking, I was not bigger, but I was like 190 in grade 10. So
10,
a decent sized
Yeah.
boy, right? But not heavy at all, just athletic shape, not jacked, none of that,
Yeah.
but just an okay
Thick.
shape. Thick, right?
Yeah.
So instantly they put me as a tight end, and I'm sure people know the classic joke, you start as a tight end, you end as a wide receiver. As funny as that sounds, it's actually what happened to me.
Right.
And I fell in love with that. I did really well for my first year, and I loved it, and I was in my head chasing after ambitions to maybe playing some like college football and stuff like that.
Right.
And
Football's a tough sport.
football's a tough sport.
I played
man.
it all through high school
It's
too.
crazy. It's a grind, and it's fun. I honestly don't know enough about it, and I was probably naive to think that I was going to go anywhere with it. But
Right.
Yeah. Star of a shit team, think you're something when you're not. Right?
Yeah, no doubt.
But around so it was grade 10. I was 16 years old. Everything going for me. I was a little bit of an arrogant kid. I was still I wasn't a bad guy by any means, but I thought my shit didn't stink. I was invincible, all this type of stuff.
Typical
Typical kid,
yeah.
right? And thought I knew everything that I could know. And then it was around football season ends like November, December.
Yeah.
It was around January that year. I started developing these crazy rashes, in hives all over my body, and it was really interesting because I'd never experienced that. So I'm just assuming that it was an allergy to something. And at that time, there was a restaurant in Welland called Il Fornetto. I don't know if you ever knew it. It was on East Main. It's where Mateo's is right now.
Okay.
And we were good friends with the owner, our family, and we were eating there every day. So much pasta, Italian style,
Right.
garlic
Every day.
every day, twice a day. It was crazy, man.
Wow.
And we were giving them bread, so we were getting hooked up. So it was fantastic.
Nice.
And started gaining a little bit of weight from that, but not a big, not crazy amounts, because I was still playing sports.
Right.
But I thought maybe I was having an allergic reaction to the oils or the garlic, because it was around that time that I started developing these hives. And went to the doctor, my family doctor, and found out it wasn't allergies. We did a variety of allergy tests, and they were going to run some blood samples. So that went on, and it was around March now, skipping forward, that I realized that all of a sudden, not only was I getting these terrible hives that were keeping me up at night, I was scratching so much at night that I would start bleeding in the middle of the night, wake up, and I was crying. I was super emotional because I didn't know what was going on. I was freaking out. I was scared.
You're 16.
I'm 16, right? I'm a kid, right? And my parents took it super rough, my brother, and they all were like, oh man, this sucks. But this was just the beginning of what was starting to happen. And then I remember it was in May, so skipping another 2 months forward. Mm-hmm. It was my uncle's wedding. That's how I remember. And we were about to eat dinner, and my hand just started hurting so bad, and I didn't understand what the pain was from, because I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything wrong. Didn't hit it. The rashes started to go away at this point. I'm like, oh, okay, life is good. And I remember reaching for my fork and knife to cut up whatever I was eating, and couldn't even grip the fork. It hurt my wrist and everything so much.
Wow.
So after that, we went to the after party for the wedding, and I was always the crazy kid in the family, and the cousins let's fucking go, let's jump in the pool, right? Everybody, let's have fun. And I remember my one cousin, to this day, it's so funny. She always feels so bad, but she's like, oh, look at Zach, he's being a pussy, right? She was coming, she's he just want to play, little bitch. She's just poking, but nobody at this point knew what was going on, neither did I. So at that point, both my parents were really upset. So they're like, okay, we need to figure out what this is. They started pressing my doctor, and turned out I had rheumatoid arthritis.
Wow.
So it was juvenile at the time. So
is that common for so young?
No, it's definitely not a very common autoimmune disease at all, and it's extremely uncommon in men.
I don't even know a whole lot about it. Maybe you can talk a little bit about it before you go on.
Like I'm no doctor by any means, but
what you do know. Yeah.
But what I know about autoimmune diseases is it's your immune system attacking your body, and that's like diabetes, Crohn's, arthritis, and stuff like that. And in my case, my white blood cells are attacking the synovial fluid that are lubricate my joints, I believe. I could be wrong, but it's something along those lines. So like my body believes that fluid, which is, letting us move our hands around comfortably, it believes that it's the enemy, and it's destroying it, which is degrading my joints and my bones.
Yikes.
And it really, really sucks. And so finding that out, like I didn't really understand. I'm like, arthritis, that's for old people. Did I crack crack my knuckles too much or whatever?
Right.
And no, that's also a myth, which is funny. But so I didn't realize how serious the disease was until it started getting to the point where I couldn't walk properly anymore. Like I'd wake up and my joints would be so swollen. Like I'm talking like, you look at these 2 water bottles here, and that was my wrist. Like they were so blown up like a balloon. And
16 years old.
16 years old, man. So this was during summer break, right? And I had a long wait list to get into McMaster Hospital because I was still 16, so I was technically juvenile and stuff like that. So they would want me to go to like the sick kids hospital, whatever. And it was like a 3-month wait to get in. And I remember my dad was like, "No, I'm not having that. Like I can't. Like that's way too long." So he started being a little crazy, and he got me in right away. He like brought me there. He's like, "We're just gonna sit here until they take you in." I'm like, "Okay." So we went
Italian
and,
style.
Like I was at this point, like it's easier to talk about it now because like I'm through this and stuff like that. But like every night I'd be crying. I'd have to like sleep in the bed, like the bedroom, or in the same bed as one of my parents or my brother, so that like
that's so crazy.
If I had to go pee or something, they would help me get up and like walk into the bathroom.
Wow.
I couldn't even sleep half the time. Like I was in so much pain. I don't even know how to explain it. I've broken bones before, and that doesn't compare to the pain that it felt like a constant hammer was just hitting you in that same spot over and over again.
Where were you feeling the pain? Like where was it?
Mostly my ankles, my wrists, my knees, and my hips and my jaw. So a lot of places
where things are moving.
Joints,
yeah,
any joints. Yeah, that's how it really affects.
Gotcha.
And it was really, really bad in my hands and my wrist. My knees were terrible. My ankles got so bad too. And around this time, they put me on a medication called Prednisone, and it's a steroid agent, and not like your anabolic steroid or anything like that. It's it helps with inflammation. It helps get rid of the inflammation which is caused by arthritis and stuff like that. And it also is a very water soluble thing, and it makes you retain a lot of water. And obviously, as I went from being the high school athlete who's running around all the time, probably eating everything in sight type of style, I continue eating everything in sight, but not doing the athleticism that I was doing before that. Right,
started to find some weight,
and all of a sudden the weight, and then with the prednisone, it also has side effects of like depression and stuff like that. And I didn't even understand what that stuff was at that time. Like 16, you know what I mean? And at that time, it's not like I'm that old, but like 6 years ago, mental health scape and stuff like that was not like it is now, where everybody is talking about it, right? It's on the radar. It's a serious thing. Yeah. And I remember going into grade 11, I went from 190 pounds in like late April to September. I was up to 240, and then within 2 months from then, I was all the way up to 270. And
you were 270?
270. That was my highest point.
Holy!
It was really, really tough on me, and the hardest part was like I had some friends at the time that like they were young guys. I don't hold anything against them, but we were like brothers, or what I thought. And at that point, everybody's trying to drink in high school. Everybody's smoking and doing their thing, right? Yeah. And that never was really my thing beforehand. And especially as I got sick, there's no way I'm going to a party. One, feeling disgusting, feeling fat, feeling sad, right? And so much pain. Right. So I would always kind of like say, guys, I can't even walk. I can't come out. And obviously everyone wants to hang out. They want to get together, go to the parties. And I just wanted somebody to come hang out with me at my house because I couldn't do anything. I couldn't move. And as weeks went by, I noticed more and more people were just gone out of my life. And there was no one left. There was just my family, right? And I can never thank my family enough for being supportive. Like, they were incredible. My dad, my mom, my brother, they're always there for me.
Nice.
But at the end of the day, you need more than just family, right? Yeah. Like, you need that friend connection. You need, like, a partner, a love, something like that, right? Yeah. That's the extra push, right? Because unconditional love is amazing, and I would never even say it's a bad thing, but you need more sometimes. You need something from someone else, right? Yeah. And I'm kind of going on a tangent here. Sorry,
bro, this is great stuff.
The worst thing in that whole time, mentally for me, that happened, because obviously you're going through all that. I'm in pain. I can't do the things I used to do. Of course, it's destroying my confidence, my everything, right? Yeah. I remember one time I asked my 3 best friends at the time to go to the movie theater with me, right? Like, hey, can you guys at least, like, can we go to the movies? Like, no, sorry, we're at a hockey tournament, blah, 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 blah. So I'm like, okay, no problem, guys. It's all good. And I was, like, always trying to stay positive, right? And by no means was I a perfect friend either, so I don't want anybody, like, if they're listening out there, I'm sorry if I did anything to you guys, but at that time, I wasn't thinking about that. I'm thinking, like, what the fuck? Like, come on, guys. Where are you guys at? Like, I would be there for you, or type of thing. So I asked them to go to the movies. No, sorry, hockey. No big deal. Hey, Dad, Lucas, you guys want to go to the movies? They're like, sure. So we go to the movie theater. I told them, like, oh, yeah, they're at the hockey game. No word of a fucking lie. They're there. I walk into the movie theater, and I see my 3 best friends and another dude who probably, like, replaced me as a friend type of thing, sitting in the movie theater. And, like, that at that moment,
that's crushing.
Beyond crush. Like, I felt so much sadness, so much anger, that, like, I went from, like, I was on crutches and stuff at that point to move, and I would, like, drop my crutches and I was ready to go just throw down. Like, I was so angry, right? And I remember seeing, like, I'd never seen my dad, like, vulnerable and, like, sad before. He's a tough guy, right? And like, he just looked crushed and defeated, and like, that hurt me more, to know how hurt he was by me being hurt, right? It was just so much pain. Yeah. And from then on, I was like, something's got to change. I'm fucking done with people. I'm done, like, even trying to be friendly with people. I'm just gonna focus on myself and try and get better.
Nice. So shitty situation,
but you got to find the light somewhere, right?
Yeah.
And I was taking needles, like, from, like, my medication was a injection unit, and every Monday I used to have to put a needle in my leg. Wow. And that was crazy. I conquered my fear of needles real fast. Now you can poke me anywhere. I don't give a shit. But
I hate needles.
So it sucked. I always have my dad, like, watching. I'm like, just stay here, so I can put the needle in. And he's like, okay, no problem. So that was grade 11, halfway through. And at this point, I'm very competitive. I love to compete. Good. I love that type of stuff. I love pushing myself. So since I couldn't do anything physical anymore, I had found, like, video games. And I'd always been a little bit of a nerd, closet nerd. At that time, it was, like, lame to be a nerd. Like, besides playing, like, NHL or NBA, like, if you play, like, World of Warcraft or games like that, you're a loser, right? But that was my shit. Like, come on, all day long. So I had met one of my best friends, Chris, through my brother. He went to school with Lucas at Niagara College, and he started coming around. And it turns out he was a big nerd, video games, all that shit. And we started playing online together. He was from Toronto, and from Scarborough. And I met all these different dudes that now I'm getting married coming up, which is amazing. And those are my brothers, and all of them are my groomsmen coming up. And, like, those dudes were there from every step from my diagnosis on. And they always were like, man, you got this, no big deal. I made friends through video games from different countries, from Denmark to the States.
That's awesome. I love it.
When I was just about 18, just before my 18th birthday, I flew down to California by myself.
No way.
Convinced my mom to let me do it. My dad was like, go do your thing, man. If you die, at least you're dying happy, right? Like, my mom was terrified. What happens, like, if somebody kidnaps you, da-da-da? Like, I'll defend myself. She's like, you can't even walk properly. So I went down there to meet up with some guys I made friends with through video games. So we were on an esports team type of thing.
Right.
And went down there. met these guys. I had this disgusting like 70s porno stash, like absolutely terrible. I'll have to show you some pictures. It's classic. But I went down there and these guys were like, dude, you have to shave that fucking caterpillar off your face.
Caterpillar.
Or like you got to go back to Canada. Like that was it. Like legitimately. And
that's hilarious.
Shout out to Alex and Tyler, man. Those guys are killers. But they said that and went out. We bought a razor, shaved my mustache, and as stupid and cliche as it sounds, but it was like that was like a fresh start, right?
Nice.
Took off that hair, that ugly mustache that I was like doing. I don't even know why I had it. It was just to, you know, like, because I was just like letting myself go in a sense. Not that mustache, I have one now, but it wasn't nice. It was not nice at all. Cause like peach fuzz, it's terrible.
That's hilarious.
But shave that, and these guys, not even being in that good of shape themselves at the time, they take care of themselves now, which is amazing.
Nice.
But they were like, man, you're always complaining about how you're sore, with your arthritis, like. And your dad's like, cause we had a gym in our basement. My dad was always like, "Come on, you got to start doing something. You got to start doing something." And like he was being hard on me, but then I also understood that it was like he was just trying so hard to stop me from giving up because I was so like down in the dumps, right? Like reaching out for anything for happiness. Like I fell naive to traps with people, with friendships. Financially, I fell into traps by people because they're taking advantage of my vulnerability and stuff like that.
Right.
And that shit happens, right? It's a learning experience. And
true that.
Those guys said to me, like, when you go home, if you plan on staying like friends with us, right? Because these guys were like all I had, right? They're like, you got to start working out. So I get home.
Yeah.
I say to my dad, all right, I'm ready. Like, what do I got to do? And he's like, all right, for now, like you can barely walk. Why don't you just start walking on the treadmill 5-10 minutes a day? Just make it happen, right? Like do something to make yourself feel better. And at this point, I'm just thinking, I gotta get this fucking fat off me. I feel like shit. I'm so ugly. Right?
Was this at 270?
Like around at that point, I probably got down to like 250, 260. Like 270 was my height, and then it kind of like was around 250. I sat at for like 5 months or so, and I was like, okay, man. One, this prednisone, this drug that I'm on, that's making me fat. Like. It's not making me fat, but it's not helping the case.
Right.
I don't like how it's making me feel mentally. I don't like how I feel physically. I got to get off of it. So even though it was like the savior and it's like the miracle drug, as they call it, I was like, I'm done with this shit. It's messing me up. I went to my doctor, who probably thought I was crazy, but I'm like, man, I'm not taking this anymore. You can keep prescribing it, but I'm done taking it. I can't do this anymore. It's brutal, right? And he's like, I don't recommend that, but I can't control what you do. Blah, blah, blah. And I'm almost 18, so I'm done at this doctor and I have to go to a different specialist because I'm no longer a kid, technically.
Right.
So got off of it. Start walking 5-10 minutes on the treadmill a day. Weight starts coming off a little bit. Feel? Terrible. Like, absolutely terrible.
Because that's where I'm at. I'm just getting started.
No, it wasn't. It felt terrible physically.
Yeah.
But each step, man, like, I felt in my head, like, all right, like, we're going. We're doing this. We're doing something. We're moving forward, right? 10 steps forward, couple steps back, right? But keep making sure you're moving more forwards than backwards. Yeah. Right? That's how it was.
That's right.
And then, you know, as I started to feel better, now it's great. I'm 18 now, right? I'm like, man, I'm a virgin. Life sucks, right? I could have been doing well in high school, you know, in that sense when I was healthy, that type of stuff, right?
No doubt.
Not that I was a ladies' killer by any means, but you know what I'm saying? Like I could have been doing better if I wasn't sick. I could have been trying at least, right?
Yeah.
But I had said to myself, you know what? I'm not looking for like any relationship, friendships other than the ones I already have at this point that I've developed with my friends online and my friends from Toronto. I'm going to stick to taking care of myself. So I felt obsessed. I was in school still, but I took a half-day co-op and cooking class. That was my semester.
Really?
Right? That's what it was. So I was my cooking.
It's a pretty good
cooking
semester.
teacher, Chef Chris Began from Notre Dame. Incredible dude, super supportive. Was like always helpful, positive. I didn't really mention this, but my first day of grade 11 when I first got back in school, I told you about this, but this one kid, I won't say his name, came up to me. He's like, "Holy fuck, Spinosa, you got fat as fuck," in the cafeteria.
Oh, that's nice.
And it was the worst thing somebody could say to you, right? Never went back to the cafeteria from that day on. And I used to be in there at the cool kids table, quote unquote, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And never went back in. And like I said, Chef Chris, he allowed me to eat lunch with my friend at the time, Brandon Rush. Still friends. I don't know his friend at the time. My buddy Rush, we played chess every day at lunch. Every day.
Sick.
That's all we did until he graduated. He was 2 years older.
Sick.
And for the rest of my high school career, when I was at school, like for lunch, I would eat it in the cooking room. That was it.
Oh, yeah?
And it was awesome, right? I was able to stay away from all like the negativity, and also it wasn't good because I was running away from my insecurities, obviously. But start working out, feeling better, doing things, making happenings, as you would say.
Making happening.
And at this point, I'm down to like 230 just by doing 20 minutes of jogging now on the treadmill, right?
Nice.
And but I felt flabby. I felt really gross. I felt weak still, but I was happy the weight's coming off, but there was something missing. And my dad's like, "You gotta lift weights, man." Like, yeah. And he had always been lifting weights his entire life, and
that's
so
good.
he had some good like wisdom to it. And by no means was it like his passion, but he took care of himself. He always made that a priority.
That's good.
And
a business owner as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Just driven by building, right? Building things up, building his family up, that type of stuff. And he obviously didn't want to see one of his kids just falling apart, feeling terrible. So he put me on the right track. We started working out together, hitting the weights. And I was so weak. Home basement gym, covered in flour because we live on top of the bakery. And I remember he was like, I was so frustrated because now I'm like, all I know is if you bench, you should bench 225. Like that's all I think, right? Because I played football and that's what people said. Yeah. I'm like, oh, I got to be benching. I can't even bench the damn bar for more than 10. I was like, what the hell? And the bar's 45 pounds. And I was like losing my mind. And my dad's like, listen.
I feel that.
Like, he's like, you couldn't walk, man. Like, just be happy that you're doing something, right? And he always was constantly on me. And fuck, I was probably the most irritating person on earth at that point. Because I was so driven at that point to get better that like anytime I didn't see like tenfold improvement, I was disappointed, right? I was not satisfied, right?
Right.
And
I'll tell you, that's a good. You say irritating, but that's a good drive. I wish everybody was like that. Yeah, no doubt.
At this point now, I wish all my clients were like that too. It'd be nice.
Yeah, no doubt.
You're listening out there. So now I'm getting obsessed with this. I'm obsessed with the feeling of feeling better. I'm obsessed with
Isn't that a good feeling, though?
It's an incredible feeling. It's empowering as fuck, right? Because I went from, I feel like shit, I hate myself. Never once did I think about suicide or any of that, because I'm sure some people probably would think if you're going through that. I didn't even really get into how dark certain times were. But I don't want to shed light on that because it's not even worth it. But I was like, at points in my head, like where I'm like, I don't want to be dead, but holy fuck, it would be so much easier to be dead, right? Than this, right?
Yeah.
So to go from that feeling like that, crying every single night, my parents having to put my clothes on for me, my brother having to put my socks on for me, having to call somebody into the bathroom to wash my back because I can't reach behind it.
Wow.
Using my head to pick myself off the ground. I'm not exaggerating at all. To crawl. Pissing myself countless times because I'm stuck in bed. I can't walk, and I don't want to call my 20-year-old brother or my mom or dad to come help me piss, right? Like I didn't want to do that. So I'd idiotically try to get to the bathroom, fall, hurt myself, cry, piss. And that was a daily thing that happened. To go from that to how I started to feel when I was in that basement gym, flour covered weights, pushing my ass to get better. My dad behind me, like, let's go. Disturbed playing in the background.
Nice.
That type of shit. It was crazy. And now, let's fast forward. I'm 18, going on 19, and I'm working at the bakery almost full time. Graduate high school.
Nice.
Had some fun. Started feeling better. I'm about 200 pounds and got a little muscle on me. Nothing crazy, but a little bit of muscle. But I still to this day I have loose skin from losing all that weight so fast and gaining it so fast. But it doesn't bother me. It's like battle wounds, right? It's like my story written on me, right? But I got so obsessed with this, like I keep saying, and I'm online researching every way to properly lift a weight, properly do strength training, proper mobility exercises, how to prime your muscles for exercise, how to strengthen your joints, how to strengthen ligaments, so that I don't feel like that anymore, right? And I'm still have pains. It's not like it just magically went away, right?
Yeah.
But it was. I'm not of the mindset of no pain, no gain. I'm not of that mindset to a certain extent. Like, don't push yourself to hurt yourself.
Right.
But if there's a pain that won't go away no matter what, unless you push through that in that moment, then yes, right?
There's good pain and bad pain.
Yeah, there's a betterment in the moment for the future than, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But, so I'm on YouTube watching everything, and you got to love the internet because there's so much information out there. And I'm looking up everything every day. That's all I'm doing. Not talking to anybody. Just eat, sleep, research, work, repeat. That's it.
It's awesome.
And
still in high school?
Still, at this point in high school, I was doing this in high school, and I would I'd bring headphones to class. I didn't even care about school because I'm taking over the bakery. Like, why the hell would I even listen? Like, I don't care what these idiots are teaching. Like, they don't teach anything anyways. Where's our taxes? Like, how do I learn how to make money? Or like that type of stuff, right? Where's a true business course, not the shit they teach you to lose money in, right?
Yeah.
So I was just taking co-op, go work at the bakery full time, right?
That was your co-op?
That was my co-op. I had a full semester of co-op, and I was just at the bakery working. Yeah. So, say my dad money from having to hire somebody gave me the experience I needed to start learning, because I would have been working bakery my entire life, obviously, right? But now I'm taking on more of a managerial role, pushing myself to get ready to start taking over in the future. But
I like it.
I always wanted to take over the bakery because, one, I wanted to honor the family and do that type of stuff. But two, because I was always a very lazy person growing up. I was a very extremely lazy, and I knew it's already established. I can learn how to do this skill because it's not hard to learn things as long as you put your mind to it.
Yeah, and if you got somebody that's gonna show you,
and I got the master baker as we call him, right there. It shouldn't be that hard. So I was just gonna do it because it was the easy way, right?
Right.
And I think my dad always knew. He's like, you don't have to take over the baker. Da 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 da. And then this guy buys a bunch of ovens because I say I'm doing it, all this stuff. And at 18, I picked up, dating apps, that type of stuff, right?
Tinder and all that shit.
And I was at that point, I was playing around on there and for no reason, just to get my confidence up in a way, right? Because at that point I was talking to nobody, like I said. And so I'm working at the bakery full time, trying to hit up girls. That I'm like, this is stupid. What am I doing? And it's so funny. And I'm just obsessed with trying to figure out the route towards being healthy and being out of this arthritis-driven life, right? And working full-time at the bakery, waking up at 3:30
It's early days.
Oh, it's early days, man. Because I was doing the baking stuff. I didn't want to work the store, but I would work the store too. Right. But 3:30 a.m.
It's early.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of my life story here. It's crazy, but
it's awesome.
Go downstairs. Probably.
I didn't expect all this. This is an amazing story.
It's crazy, right? Go downstairs, work for my dad. Me and him were going back and forth, learning stuff, doing just basic making bread. That's it, right? Just making bread. Yeah. And then delivery time. So around 7 a.m., 6:37, I go on the road, bakery van or the truck we have, and we start driving to our different places who we supply bread to.
Right.
And instead of I was always listening to music all the time. I love hip hop, all that type of stuff.
Sick.
And I decided, you know what? Instead of listening to music, because I love me some Pusha T, that's my shit right there, that's my guy. Maybe I should put on a podcast. So I started listening to a few different podcasts. And next thing I know, there's a fitness guy came on to this one podcast. I'm like, oh man, there's fitness podcasts? I didn't even think of that. So I listened to it. And I'm like, okay, I got to find some different things. So I found the main one that's on there, Ben Greenfield. He's all right. He sells a little too many supplements for me. But there was this podcast called Mind Pump. And these guys... Mind Pump. Sal Stefano, Adam Schaefer, and Justin Andrews. Those are the three main host guys. And they always have different people from UFC strength conditioning coaches to the owner of On It, which is Aubrey Marcus, those guys.
Wow.
All these incredible, hard-working, driven fitness professionals. And these guys were all personal trainers and physiotherapists. And I'm listening to these guys. I'm like, oh man, this is amazing. I'm learning so much.
Right.
And I've been training myself now. I'm obsessed with it. And I'm doing well with it. At this point, I went from 270 to having a 6-pack Like I was like, oh shit. And not from doing, the cardio bunny running on the treadmill every day. Like I stopped running. I started doing this lifting weights, heavy weight, pushing it, having fun with that. And I'm doing all this stuff and working at the bakery and listening. I'm learning so much.
Hold on. I got working at a bakery and gym. That's got to be tough.
It's crazy.
Is it tough or not? Because are you around it so much? It's a little...
It gets easier, I think, as you grow older. But like Joanne, she's like a grandma to me. She's been working at the bakery since we've owned it. And she used to pack our lunches when we were kids. Nice. And we used to get a cinnamon bun, a cookie, 2 slices of bakery pizza, a deli sandwich, and a Danish every day for lunch.
Holy.
If I ate that every day, I would have been 270 in grade 5.
Yeah, no
right?
doubt.
You know what I'm saying? But the business mind of me,
trading it up.
I was selling that shit.
Selling?
Are you kidding me? I bought my first laptop by selling lunches. My brother thought I was selling drugs in high school. I was selling bakery goods, man. It's crazy. Yeah, I was always just selling it off. Guys will tell you I would sell like a slice of pizza for $5. I didn't care because highest bidder, take it. It was amazing.
That's great.
Man, these kids were so dumb. It was awesome. But and that's how my poor dad. He's like, like you're getting that lunch for free, man. I'm like, yeah, but if I'm hustling, I'll learn the business. He's like, you're such a dickhead. But so that's what I did with that.
What were you eating?
Oh, I'd buy lunch with it. And then I'd go out for lunch and buy myself like a sub or something from Subway, something crazy. Or I trade too. There's bartering too and all that kind of stuff. Like with people from different cultures. Somebody like from Mexico would bring in some amazing like Mexican authentic dishes. Okay, give me that shit. That sounds good, right? We had a Korean student. I love me some Asian food. So I'm give me some of that kimchi. Oh my God, so good. Nice. So I take a cinnamon bun. It was amazing.
That's hilarious.
It was so funny. And at this point in 19, the Black Sheep opened, my brother's restaurant, and he was doing a lot of like singer-songwriters days and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And he had one, and I had already connected with this girl at the time through friends, and we're texting back and forth. And funny enough, she was going to be playing music at my brother's cafe at an open mic, like the week after we started talking.
Sweet.
And I'm like, oh, that's interesting. And I was working in the bakery, so I'm like, you know what? If I have time, I'll run over. But okay, so I said that the dickhead part of me was like gone, like that. I was kind of like that before I got sick, and it definitely changed me. And it humbled me, and it made me really understand. Like,
good.
Like it changed my outlook on life, that you're not invincible, that you need to always be pushing to be healthy. You need to make sure to take care of yourself. You need to not take moments for granted. You need to
this is great
chase after opportunities, right? Like opportunity comes to the ones who knock on the door, right? Like
True
you have to open the door yourself, right? So I used to, like, I'm saying that now because I need to cover my ass for the next part that I'm going to say.
No problem.
So I knew this girl was coming in, and I didn't really know her that well. We just met through friends. I heard like, oh, she's pretty, she's really nice, da da da. But you don't know, right? You don't know if you're going to be attracted to somebody like, physically or mentally, or like spiritually in that sense, right? So of course I had to go send my mom to go check her out, right? I'm like, yo, check out this girl. Let me know if I should come by, or I'll text her and say, oh, I got busy. The oven's running. Oh, the bakery's on fire. One of those crazy stories, like a classic.
You're hilarious.
It's terrible, but I'm being honest. I want to be candid here,
honest
right?
is great.
And she knows, so it's not a big deal at this point. So found out my mom comes in, and it sounds fun. Probably sounds like I'm making this up, but like legitimately, my mom's like tearing up. She's like, "Oh my God, she's so beautiful." Blah blah blah. She's got the nicest hair. I remember she said her hair is so nice, and that's the first thing I looked at when it was girls. I don't know why. I was like, "How's their hair look?" Right? Because take care of themselves, that type of stuff. Because I'm big on people taking care of themselves, whether it's hygiene, educationally, and that type of stuff. Right. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going over.
All right.
So now I go over. My pits are soaked, just like right now. I'm wet. I get so nervous. I have a big beanie on. I used to have hair down on my nipples. So
really?
Long. Oh yeah, man, it was crazy. So I looked like the biggest stoner ever, but wasn't. And I go into the cafe. I lean up on the bar in the cafe. I'm looking around. I see this girl. I'm like, oh shit. Oh my God, this girl is gorgeous. I was like, what am I gonna do? Like, how do I do this? So I start to go walk over to her. This girl gets up and goes to the bathroom.
Oh
what
no!
What the hell?
Oh no!
So then I'm like, what do I do? What do I do? So I just go down on my knee and start tying my shoe. Right? That's what I did. She comes out and I'm like, oh, hey, what's up? She's like, oh, hi. And she's like, I have to play now. I'm like, okay, cool. So she starts playing music on stage and singer-songwriter. So she's playing her own music.
Original music.
Wow. Which is awesome.
Yeah.
Not so awesome when she's singing about her heart being broken and I'm sad and all these things. I'm thinking, like, who hurt this woman, right? Who hurt this woman?
Right.
And the reason the story is so long is because I talk a lot, and two, because that girl ends up being my fiance now.
Wow.
3 years later. And so it's Felicia. She's incredible. I love that girl.
I didn't know she had artistic side too.
Oh man, she's got the most beautiful voice, and she writes like amazing music and stuff like that. Yeah,
that's awesome.
She's amazing. So she comes off stage. I'm like, who hurt you, right? And fast forward, we get together. Everything's good. We start dating. This is my first true relationship, my first time. So I'm learning how to get through insecurities of my own things, through her insecurities. We're learning each other's vibrations, that type of stuff, and fall in love for the first time.
Nice.
And I'm like, is this real? Like, what is this feeling? Blah blah blah. And at this point, we had a storage place at the bakery, and my dad had been like on me all the time. Give me this amount of money and I'll put in this amount and we can have a gym for ourselves, like to work out in, not for anything like that. I'm like, no. And this is like 2 years before I met Felicia, right? This is when I first started working. I'm like, are you nuts? I'm not spending money on that. I'm like, I'm so cheap, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I'm not doing that. So then fast forward 3 years from him saying that, I've been with Felicia about 6 months or 8 months. We're laying in bed one night and she's like, you don't want to take over the bakery. And I'm like, oh, fuck.
Really?
She's right. Like, it's true. Like, and I think my dad knew at this point, I didn't really want to do it. It wasn't what I was passionate about. I'm passionate about fitness. I'm passionate about health, that type of stuff. It saved my life in the sense of it saved me from the darkest place I've ever been in. It saved me from not being able to walk. Like, it saved me from everything that was going wrong in my life. So I'm like, I'm so passionate about this. I love bread. I love the bakery. I love what the bakery's done for our family and everything.
Right.
But it's not what I love to do.
Right.
So even though my dad had been telling me that forever, it took, of course, somebody else to say the exact same thing. I remember Felicia said that while we're laying in bed, we're just chilling, and she's like, you don't want to do that. You should open a gym.
Wow.
So I'm giving her credit for this. And
good job, Felicia.
I think, not bad, right?
Yeah.
I said, okay. So the next morning I wake up, 3:30, go downstairs. I say, Pops, and he looks at me, he's like, you're ready, eh? I'm like, for what? He's like, you want to do a gym? I'm like, Jesus Christ, how does everybody know this, right? And I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm like, I'm so sorry. And then I'm getting all upset because I felt so guilty. I wanted to make sure that, I'm not screwing him over. Right. I don't give a shit. So I don't spend a lot of money on anything. I've always been a saver. I always have kept finances really well. So I was able to save up over 8 years of working, and I bought a bunch of equipment. I had the opportunity to have a building that we already had. Yeah. And we did all the construction ourselves. As I worked in the bakery, when it was slow on those hours, I started cleaning it up, taking like stuff out, nails down, all that stuff. Cleared everything out, scrapped all the things that we didn't need because it was just a junk room basically for us. Right. And I turned that little 650 square foot closet into a personal training studio. Sick. And
it's not big, but it's good.
It's got everything it needs and more. And damn, man, I was so stoked. I'm working crazy hard to do this and open up a gym. And I have 10 hours of clients first week. I'm like, fuck. Yes, because I was planning on working.
How did you get that many so quick?
So, of course, some were family friends. Right. So, like, my brother was 3 hours of it, right?
Yeah.
Because he's 3 hours.
He had a little bit of weight on him before, too.
I met a bunch of people because I go for infusions for my arthritis, and I met a bunch of people, and, like, we go once a month to get our needle. We sit with a bag in us, and we get our drugs.
You still do that?
So now I've been on that medication for 5 years. Or 4 years or something like that, and I'm one of the first people on that medication to be weaning off of it. Nice. And 7 months ago, I went down to a half dose, which I've been on that full dose forever. Blood markers went well. Last month I went for my needle. We went down to a quarter dose.
No way.
Got the message that my blood is the exact same as it was at a half dose. So within 2 months from now, we're going to try and wean me off to like 1/10.
Wow.
And then hopefully by the end of the year, I'll be completely off drug-free. no medications at all natural supplements if I take any.
Wow.
Just healthy living, healthy eating, and it's fucking incredible, man.
I didn't know RA was beatable or not, or
it can't be cured. It's incurable at the moment, unfortunately, but you can get a cap on it, right? You can do things to make your life easier, and that's kind of what I wanted to show people. And lucky for myself, in my clinic, there's a lot of overweight people because they're on the same medications as me. They're unable to move, and I was the person who got to show them that you can do something about this, right? And I remember I said to my doctor, I'm like, man, I got lucky, right? Like I got lucky. And he said to me, he said, nah, man, sometimes we make our own luck. And I was like, God damn, that was hard, but it's true. And like, I'm not trying to say like I did all this myself. I didn't have any luck. Like 100% got lucky to a certain extent, but I put in the work. I did all the things I needed to do to get better, right? I made mistakes, I learned from them, and I pushed forward, and that's how I got to where I am now with my health. But then I wanted to do that for other people. I wanted to be that shining light for people to be inspired by, to push forward.
Let me ask you this then. You came from really rough spot to where you are now, chiseled beast, right?
Yeah.
And there's people out there, like myself, like others, that haven't got themselves into the gym, and they're just living an unhealthy lifestyle. Like, what would it take for somebody not to get back into the gym? Because look, you couldn't even get out of bed. Yeah. And then you got yourself there. Like, does anybody have the right excuse not to be doing this?
No, there's no excuse for it, right? Nobody likes sitting in the hospital waiting in the waiting room, right?
Right.
How could you get yourself to not do that? Yeah. Take care of yourself, first of all, right?
Yeah.
Everybody complains about how shitty they feel, how tired they are, how little energy they have. You know, there's always a glass half full, glass half empty, right? Yeah. I like to think I'm half full. Yeah. I like to think I'm full. I don't even think half, right? Yeah. And I hear it all the time. Like, I don't have enough time. That's the one excuse that everybody always says, right? But the only thing we do have is time, right? It's the only currency that we all have control of at the end of the day.
True that.
Right? Now we all have to pay bills, no doubt, right? We all have things that we have to do. We have responsibilities. Yeah. But the main like everybody always says, oh, I can't focus on myself. I have to focus on my family, my kids, my this, right? But I always tell my clients, it's so much easier with clients with kids because
it's easier.
It's easier for me when they have kids because I can use that through my advantage. And I say, yes, you have responsibilities to take care of your kids. You got to take them to their sporting events. You got to take them to their music class. All these types of things. But what happens when you're dead? Right. Right.
Then who's going to take care of them?
How are they going to take care of themselves?
Right.
How are they going to learn to take care of themselves if you don't take care of yourself?
Right.
Right. Now that's how I look at it. Right. We have leaders. We have politicians. We have all of these other people. You look at them, a lot of them aren't in the best of shape. I'm not talking about getting chiseled. They look sick. They look unhealthy, right?
Right.
You know what I mean? They don't take care of themselves. I would never, ever, ever want somebody to have rules over top of me if they don't even take care of themselves.
Right.
It doesn't make sense to me.
Right.
So I always say to people, you can make time, you just don't want to.
Yeah.
And that's it, right? We all can make up excuses. No, I have to do this. No, I have to do that.
Right.
But
the time's there.
The time is there.
I know.
Right?
That's why I never used that excuse. I knew I was just being lazy.
Oh, for sure. Everybody is late, and that's good. You're self-aware, right?
Yeah.
That's the first step, right?
Yeah, like with me, like let me just jump in a little bit. Like before real estate, I was probably looking close to like you. I was running 5K a day.
Amazing.
I was running 5K a day 4 or 5 times a week. I was in the gym lifting weights 4 or 5 times a week. And almost everything I ate was either fruits or meals that I cooked. I didn't eat out. And now with real estate, almost every meal until we started now, I was eating out. Almost, not all, but a
lot of them.
Yeah, and not exercising. Mm-hmm. And it's tough for me, and I hope other people can relate, but like myself as a realtor, I'm literally working before I get out of bed. As I wake up in the morning and I've got emails and texts and sometimes even missed calls from the time I put my phone down at night to by the time I woke up. Mm-hmm. So I literally check my phone when I get up. Yeah. And I'm working.
Yeah.
right? But it's not an excuse not having the time. It's just myself, like, so I work for myself, so there's always work to do.
Yeah.
But other people, you don't have to be self-employed to be busy. I don't have kids.
No.
Like, people got kids, and then they got jobs. They've got people to answer to. At least my boss being an asshole is me.
Yeah. They work their 9 to 5s, right? There's some, like, there's
Whatever
nurses that work 4 days on, 12 hours at a time, right?
Yeah.
Of course they have no time, right?
Yeah.
In that day.
Yeah.
But what about the 4 days you have off?
Right.
What are you doing in those days?
Right.
Like yourself. You wake up, you start working.
Yeah.
Once you wake up, hit alarm, spend 5 minutes of breathing, right? Get on the floor, stretch out a little bit.
Yeah.
Right? Something like that. It's 5 minutes. Then check your phone. Let your serotonin levels come down, right?
Right.
You know, first thing you should do, don't look at your phone. Just wake up out of bed, right? I'm not saying that I do this all the time either. I make mistakes. I go on my phone. I get shit from Felicia all the time for it, right? Because I'm always on my phone because I have clients.
Man, you're hitting me up 11:30 at night.
That's
responding
it. Got to make sure, right? Got to make sure everybody's doing good. I'm trying to keep you on track.
Yeah.
But you got to take care of yourself. You have to make time for yourself. You
have to.
You have to. And if you can't do it at a certain time of the day, wake up earlier. Go to bed later. That's it, right?
Yeah,
you don't need 8 hours of sleep every day. Not everybody needs that, right?
Yeah.
Find what you need.
Yeah.
Some people need 10 hours. Okay, right? Self-care is important, but you need to take care of yourself because people complain every single day about how much they hate their job, they hate their life, they hate this, hate this. But what the fuck are they doing about it? Literally nothing.
True that.
Right? Oh, I hate my boss. Quit.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I can't. Shut up and do something then.
Yeah.
Right? Develop a skill so you can own a business. You can market yourself. You can start doing a podcast. You can do videos like yourself, right? Make something. Find a passion and chase after it, right?
Yeah.
You don't need to make money off of your passion all the time, right? Like, that's not how it has to go, but you need to be passionate about something.
Yeah.
And if you're miserable all the time, of course, thinking about putting yourself through more misery like working out is going to suck. I always tell people, don't come in here for, like, just enjoy the journey, right? Like, enjoy the journey to get there. Don't be like, oh, I got to get to, like yourself, right? You're 250 something, right? 251.8, right? Don't be stuck in your head like, oh, I got to get to 220, got to get to 220, got to get to 200.
Yeah.
Just think like, okay, I got to work harder. I got to work hard today. I got to work hard today. Each day is don't look ahead. Don't look in the past. Look in the moment. And work on that moment, right? Make each moment count.
Bro, that's good shit right there.
Oh, thanks, brother. It's probably stolen a lot of it from like books and stuff, but
it's legit.
It's so important, right? Like I've just began a journey in martial arts now, and I'm wrestling, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Muay Thai, kickboxing, all that stuff. And I'm in a room full of guys who are constantly trying to become the best versions of themselves. And it's hard not to get intoxicated by that, right?
Yeah.
Like, I want to become the best version of myself. I've wanted that beforehand. I want it even more. I see a guy who's better than me. I don't get upset about him being better than me and say, no, he's lucky, or his parents are rich, or he's got better genetics than me. No, I think, what can I do to get to that level? How do I get better? What do I do? That's fucking awesome. Look at him. He's killing it. I want to kill it like that. What do I got to do to kill it like that? I don't look at people and get jealous or envious. I want to.
That's good. So young,
I get inspired by that, right?
Yeah.
I want to be around. I want to be in a room with a person who's smarter than me at all times, right? Who's better than me at everything that I do.
You're in the wrong room. Go ahead.
Hey, you're doing something that I've been listening to podcasts for 5 years. I love podcasts. I've been saying to my brother forever, I got to do a podcast. He started one. Amazing.
Yeah.
Why didn't I do it? Because I made an excuse, right? And that's it. I'm not perfect,
happen.
right? And I can still do it. And I love talking. I'm passionate as fuck.
Yeah.
And
you like to talk. You're good.
I do.
You
love
know what's
talking.
going on.
It's
so
crazy.
Yeah.
I
you
never
probably
stop.
run a good one.
It'd be fun. The arthritic aesthetic, we'll call it, man.
There you go.
There's some crazy stuff. But everybody always has an excuse for everything, right?
True
and
that.
we all can make mistakes. We all have somewhere to start at, right?
Yeah.
Like yourself, you're not going to be bench pressing 300 pounds your first day with me, right?
No.
We did so many mobility things that aren't even going to be in the video just to see if you can even move in the way that we want to move. It's not easy.
Let's talk a little bit about that.
Yeah,
now.
Of course. I know. Sorry, enough about me.
No, bro. No, sorry. I love it all. But let's just talk about what we did.
Yeah.
So this aired yesterday. So I came in my first time in the gym, other than I did one video kind of for a Must See Monday. That was I don't want to say fake, but it wasn't real. It was just did a video. But now this is legit. We're documenting this journey. Yeah. And so far I like how it's going because we're just figuring this out together. We got together not too long ago. We're like, let's do this. We're doing this. And we came in. So let's just talk a little bit about what happened yesterday. Because yesterday, if anybody's listening to this in the future, I don't know whenever they consume this, we posted a video yesterday, Wednesday. It's going to be titled whatever, week 1 with us. And
Gold medal body.
Gold medal body.
That's what we got to call it.
Gold medal body.
Sexiest name. I love it.
I love
the journey to gold medal body.
Yeah,
That's
no
it.
doubt. No doubt. That's it. That's it. We'll have to make sure we get that into the marketing. So week 1, I came in, you weighed me up.
Yep.
251.8.
Yep.
That's the heaviest I've ever seen myself on the scale. You measured me up. Yeah, I don't remember the measurements, but we're going to keep track of that. You said like maybe every other week or so to see. Well, weigh in every week for sure.
Yep.
I'm actually interested to see if I'm going to lose weight the first week or not.
You might even gain weight from the inflammation from lifting weights and stuff like that. Hopefully not, because we're not lifting weights 3 days a week. We're only doing it once a week. You are doing exercise at home, which I'm very proud of at the moment. And it's just
a good start.
It's a good start. And we're just finding a groove right now, right?
Yeah.
And I'm going at your pace. I'm not going to have you doing what I do or what I have some of my athletes do.
Die.
It would be ridiculous, and you're gonna hate it. You're gonna feel like shit. You're gonna feel defeated. I'm giving you easy wins.
Yeah.
And that's what we're doing. Easy wins.
Even though they're easy, but they're still challenging.
Yeah, they're challenging, right? But you're gonna win when you do it, right? So that sends endorphins into your system, right? That dopamine spike of I just fucking crushed that. Oh, I conquered something. Yeah. That's addicting. Like that feeling of beating a goal is addicting. That's why when people set unattainable goals, they fail every time. Where if you can just set small, constant small goals that you'll reach, that are still challenging to reach, but you'll reach them. Yeah. You're going to continue to progress, right? That's how it is. But you have to hold yourself accountable. You have to have an accountability partner. That's a huge thing I do with clients now. Yeah, I always say I have clients who have issues with alcoholism or smoking, and I say, listen, give me your wife's number or your husband's number or whatever it is, or your best friend or something, or somebody who's around you at all times, your kid, and let's tell them that every single time you have a drink, you owe me $10, right? I know it sounds funny, but
that's expensive.
Let's do it, right?
Yeah.
How many drinks are you going to have?
Yeah, that's going to crush.
It's going to crush it, right?
Yeah.
I've only by 2 people have been paid, and I've done this with 30 people. Only 2 people have paid me.
Really?
And only 2 people have drank or smoked or whatever it is. I have one guy who was on 3 packs of cigarettes a day, down to 6 butts a week. That's huge.
Really?
It's huge, right?
Yeah.
And I'm not just here to.
I actually have a book. I don't know. Let me grab this. Keep going.
All right, no problem.
This is a good book to give to anybody. This is what helped. All right, Robin and myself quit smoking 4 years ago.
Oh, you quit? What is that? 48 lost. Oh no. The easy way to stop smoking.
Yeah, take that and give that to somebody. It's a good book.
Cars, yeah.
Yeah,
I will.
It's a good book.
I will. Yeah, I love books, man. Like they're so incredible, so much knowledge in them, obviously, because that's what they're for. But like, just finding patterns in the right words.
Yeah.
To use, right? To get yourself away from doing these things, right? And that's another thing, the motivation that kind of just made me think of something. Like I've been asked that a million times, like, how are you motivated every day to get in the gym? Like, how do you motivate yourself? Right. I'm not motivated every single day. Like right now, I'm passionate. I'm motivated to work with you, right? Yeah. There's gonna be some days I'm like, God damn it, Joe. I'm tired of telling you the same thing over and over again, right? Like that's the truth of the matter, right?
No doubt.
But it's not my motivation that's gonna push me to get you to where you want to go to, or push myself to become a champion of something or a successful business owner. It's my discipline and my accountability over myself. Every single day that is going to get me there, right? The discipline that I know I need to do certain things to be at the place that I want to be or to get to the place I want to get to. It's not motivating to get there or, oh man, like I need to watch The Rock talk or something on Instagram to get myself pumped up. It's just being driven, like you said, and being disciplined to know that there are certain things that you need to do on a daily occurrence to reach the goal that you're trying to reach, right? Whether you put 100% of yourself into it, as long as you're giving 100% of whatever percentage is inside your tank at that moment, that's all that matters, right?
Right.
Now, if I came in here low energy, blah 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 blah, nothing would be accomplished. But if I was sick, let's say, like you guys thought I was sick, if I was sick and I came in here and I'm only 60% Zac, if I give 100% of that 60%, that's a win still, right?
True
because
that.
I'm still giving all I have
True
to give.
that.
You don't
True
always
that.
have to give everything everything.
Yeah.
That it doesn't have to be your best day every single day.
Exactly.
It has to be the best of that day.
Exactly.
Like, that's all it has to be. And that's
Bro,
what I tell people
you're
all the
pretty
time.
wise for 22, right?
Oh, thanks, man. I love this stuff, man, and I hate excuses because I was the worst excuse guy ever. You can ask my parents, my brother. I would always come up with something. If I fell short in a game or I fell short in life, it was always because somebody else did something wrong. No,
Right.
it's my fault, right? If I got tricked by somebody, it's my fault, right?
Yeah.
If somebody doesn't pay me or this and that, it's my fault for trusting them to do that.
Exactly.
Right? Like, that's my own
Isn't
issues,
it good
right?
when you own up like that?
You have to, and it feels good, right? Because then there is no
Yeah, what was
ifs, ands,
me
or
and-
buts,
yeah.
right? It's okay, fuck it, my bad. What can I do to fix it? And if the person, it's like when we all argue. If I'm arguing with Felicia, I annoy the shit out of her because I apologize and I say exactly what I did wrong and how it was wrong of me to do that, this, and that. And it's like, how am I going to be mad at you now? Like, you literally just fessed up to everything you did that was bad.
Right.
And you shouldn't have done that, or this and that, or you shouldn't have said something, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
Like, and if you can't get over that after I do that, or somebody does that to you, then you're the issue at the end of the day. Unless it's something unspeakable or something like that, right?
Yeah.
If it's little things, you didn't do the laundry, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, fuck, you know what? My bad, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
This way you can move on. Like, there's
Yeah.
no staying back in the same place, right? It's the
Yeah.
same as exercise. Oh, Joe, did you do your push-ups today? Did you go for your hour walk that I have prescribed to you?
Yeah.
Well, I was busy, and Robin said that this and that, blah, blah, blah. Okay, Joe, so you fucked up. No problem. Go do it now.
Yeah.
Right?
Own it, get it.
That's it, right?
So let's talk a little bit. I don't know where we are on time and everything.
We're doing good.
But yeah, let's talk a little bit with what we've got going on. I came in.
Yep.
We did the mobility stuff, like the weighing up, measuring. You seen where my capabilities kind of were. A little surprised. This is good.
Yep.
So we did that. And by the end, you seen how long it took me to recover after such a light workout.
It was because I ended you with something extremely high intense, and that was for fun. But
No, that was good. That
was good.
I'm glad you did that. I'm looking forward to doing more of that. I'm looking HIIT is hard.
Oh, it's fucking tough.
When I was in shape and I started doing HIIT, I was going from running 5 and I was mixing in 10Ks, right? Mm-hmm. But when I started doing some HIIT running, I was dying. Mm-hmm. Right? HIIT is good. Even though he only had me 2.5 minutes, 10 seconds. It's crazy to see. Yeah. This is why I'm happy that we're documenting this, because I don't know how long all this, I'm hoping that this is back in my life, but I'm really looking forward to being in a good spot and looking back.
Change that wording.
What?
I'm glad that this is going to be back in my life. I'm hoping that it's going to be back in my life.
Yeah, it is. It is.
But that's the whole thing with people that I work with. It's hearing those types of things. You want to change your narrative by the
100%. And the only reason I say that is I feel like the track is set here, because in such a short period of time, you got me doing the home exercises. Yep. I've got this book here I want to talk to you a little bit about, because we haven't even talked much about food, which is fine. But what I know is when I was fit and when I started slipping, I know it's a slippery slope.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So, yeah, I know I feel like I'm at a spot where I'll never get as bad as I am now. But I know I'm human, and I know that there's going to be some mistakes. Yep. We haven't even talked about, that's why I want to start talking about what we've got going on now. Mm-hmm. Because I've even had some mistakes since we've started. Mm-hmm. So let's just keep talking about. Yeah, not hoping. I know this is happening, and I hope you can tell already that I'm not at 100% yet, but I'm 100% committed, but I'm not operating at 100% yet.
I wouldn't be here if you weren't.
Yeah,
if I didn't know that. No, you can tell I'm pretty.
Yeah.
It's just I can tell that you're going to be in this, so it's amazing.
So we started with day 1. You've got an app, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Let's talk just a little bit. I'll talk a little bit about it.
Talk about it
from my perspective. So you had an app, and after day 1, you put in my weight. You took some pictures. You put in, which was nice, the exercises we did. Mm-hmm. And in there, we can communicate, which is sweet, because we've been talking through the app. We've been talking through Facebook, through text, but in there is where we're talking health.
Health, yeah.
And that's where you're telling me what to do daily at home. So I'll tell you what scared me at first was when you told me to go walk an hour. I wasn't worried about the exercise, the time, right? Because literally I always have stuff to do. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, I was kind of thinking in my mind, when you gave me something to do at home, it would be like a 20-minute something.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, an hour.
Yeah.
But I'm in this, and I know I don't want to fail with you. Like I want to do this for me. I want to do this for you. I want to do this for other people, right? Like it's so when you said an hour, I'm like, oh shit! Like I gotta find the time. I knew I had it. I just had to because for me, what's so hard for me is my clients. I'm like you. I got service, and when people reach out to me, I pride myself on not them waiting to hear back from me. Because I'm dealing with people in their houses, right? Their lives, right? So when people reach out to me, they don't want to hear from me next week. They want to hear from me now, right? So when I'm like an hour off of my phone, but I can still use it while walking, but still just committing to the idea that I'm going to be focused on me and not other things. But we did that, and then you've had me walk every day since, so I don't even know. That was Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So I've done 3 1-hour walks. Yeah. There's been 2 workouts. Yeah. Which they took longer than I thought. What was the first one? The first one was
100 bodyweight squats.
100 squats.
50 push-ups.
50 push-ups.
And
50 sit-ups.
50 sit-ups.
When I seen that, I'm like, oh, sweet. That'll be like 6 minutes.
That's why I said, make sure, like, if you have to break it up throughout the entire day, I just want you to get that movement in.
But that's when I seen that, I'm like, oh, sweet. It took me time.
Oh, yeah.
Because I needed breaks.
Of course.
Bro, like, when I was in shape, that was, like, a 6-minute thing. I could have pounded it all out.
I'm giving you military style shit. I'm not doing, like, this, like, right now, I have you just doing a lot of the tests that I'm doing with you. Like, I shouldn't even say a test, but that's what it is for me. To me, it's a test. Yeah. When I put you on that bike to do those sprints, that is not by any means what I would be doing with a client that I'm having 2-3 days a week, their first session. That is absolutely ridiculous to do to somebody, especially somebody who's older, because like they could get injured at the end of the day, right? Right. No, not that.
You knew you could push me a little bit.
I knew I could push you a little bit, but also I was making sure that this was going to be worth my while, right? Because I got to be honest, and you know how, like, I'm being honest with you because I want to be, and I wanted to test your heart. Like, not your actual, like, aerobic like capabilities, but your heart. Like, that, your ability to push through and to be driven to do something, right? And that's not my personal training professionalism whatsoever. That is coming from my martial art coaches, right? Because what I've learned from these guys who are some of the top in Canada, like, they know when you got it and they know when you don't. Yeah. And there's been times where I didn't have it, and they've let me know what I'm missing. Yeah. And
get your shit together.
It's helped me. It's leveled up my coaching abilities with people to understand that some people have it and some people don't. Yeah. And I don't want to waste your time or your money. If you're a client, right? My services aren't cheap. I don't want to waste your money, and I don't want to waste my time. Yeah. Right? Because, like, I can make $1,000 or something off something. That's great, you know? But if you don't make any progress, I'm going to lose.
Yeah, it's a lose.
Potential of getting business because you didn't get in shape, and you've been paying money to get in shape, right? Yeah,
looks bad.
So I want to always screen clients, and that was like a screening process. The hour walk, we talked about it. Can you find time for it? Yeah. Like, you have to find time. We talked about that 10 minutes ago, right? That's another test. How committed is he to doing this? Because now he's got to sacrifice something to make something happen. So that's 2 tests passed. Yeah. Right? So now I know. So good. Yeah. GMB Joe, he's good to go, right? Like, you got it, right? So that's really important for me as a coach to know that I'm working with somebody who's legit, right?
Yeah, no, bro, I'm in this.
It's great, right? Yeah, and you have such a good reach, and that's what was huge for me, was you have such a good reach for other people to be inspired. Yeah, man. And I don't know what your clientele, or what you would call them, your fans. Right. Are all, like, health-wise, what they're at. They could be in the best shape of their lives.
You got a mix of everything.
There could be people who like, you know, they look at a guy like me and I'm a dickhead because I have a great shape, right?
True that.
Instantly. And that's a fact, right?
Yeah,
and
100%.
They'll never be inspired by me, no matter that I was fat before and I couldn't walk before. Like that's
too bad you didn't document that.
I should have. I know. I regret it. It sucks. But
can't
control it, right? And but then there's a guy like you, right, you're overweight right now. You don't feel the greatest about your health, and they can relate to that.
Yeah.
And now, like, oh man, how can I inspire people without using myself? I can use you to inspire people by doing something good for yourself, and then those other people can help themselves as well, right? Yeah. I don't need them to come see me and use Forge Fitness or anything like that.
Yeah,
they can hopefully they do. Yeah. That would be great. But if they go to any other gym or they just do it on their own because they're inspired by you, they're listening to what we're talking about, and they go out and do something, I just help that person.
True that.
And that is amazing, right?
True that.
And whether they know it or not, that makes me feel great, and it makes me happy, and it makes me feel fulfilled, and that's all that life's about, is being fulfilled, right? And for me, that's what this is. So
I like it. I love it. Now I want to talk a little bit. We even haven't talked much about food. We said food's going to be an important thing, but that's another part of the app, is that I got a different app, MyFitnessPal.
MyFitnessPal, yep. So, partnered with our software.
Yeah, so it connects to your software, so I can document what I've eaten. And even when I was healthy, I never did that. So this is something, and again, takes time. But it's actually, the app is really user friendly.
Super easy.
Yeah.
There's millions of people who use it. That's why it's been refined over years.
Yeah, like, because I've tried to do some tracking of different things, whatever, not user friendly like this. Like I can't tell you I'm using it perfect either, because I'll put in like tangerine and it'll be like Sunkiss. I'm like, fuck, whatever. Yeah, sure. It's a tangerine, right? Like if I really want to get hardcore, but I'm just getting into right now the practice of documenting everything.
That's it.
Right? Yeah, and then like, you know, I can't tell you I'm weighing anything. I'm just doing some guerrilla math.
I wouldn't expect that. I wouldn't expect it.
But I like that we're doing that, and I like how it's connected to your thing, and it's pretty cool. Now, at some point, you're gonna start helping me a little bit.
100%.
So let's talk a little bit about the food stuff now. I don't know when you wanted to or not, or what.
Yeah, no, I figured that today would be the
today's
day for
perfect
it.
day. Yeah. So let's. I don't know what your approach is. I've got a book here that I don't know.
How Not to Die.
Yep. Yeah, How Not to Die book. Have you read this?
I've not read. I've read summaries, and I've listened to the author on many different health podcasts.
But even because this is vegan. Like that's hardcoreness. But I think that with the gathering of knowledge, you can learn a lot from different things. Yeah. So like going through here, but let's talk about what are we gonna? Because right now you got me documenting my foods.
Yeah.
So I think you wanted to see what I'm eating.
First step is to see what you're eating on a daily occurrence, and the caloric intake that you're taking in, right?
Right.
So I'm assuming that a lot of people don't understand what macronutrients are. I don't know if you know what they are, but it's protein, fats, carbohydrates at the end of the day. Then there's micronutrients, which are mineral, vitamins, and our water intake. And those are just as important as our macros. Mostly the big fitness thing is track your macros.
Right.
And basically what makes up your caloric intake are your macronutrients. So fats being 1 gram equals 9 calories, carbs and proteins equaling 4 calories per gram. And what I wanted to see is, what is your metabolism running at? So when I see at the end of the day, okay, Joe's eating, let's say 2,700 calories per day.
I probably was before Wednesday. Yeah.
Or more.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, some days more for sure.
Joe's eating 4,000 calories a day.
Yeah.
And he's maintaining 250 pounds.
Yeah.
Let's say, right?
Yeah.
Okay. He's eating 3,500 calories and he's maintaining that much weight. Let's get Joe eating 3,200 calories a day instead for a week. With adding in our 1 day of weight training and walking an hour a day.
Yeah.
Right?
We're going to have to kick up the weight training, aren't we?
We're going to eventually.
Yeah.
But this is, like I said, day by day, man. Like it's, you can go extreme approach and go hardcore right away. And that's amazing if you can go heads deep, but people get overwhelmed.
Yeah.
They get scared and they bail out.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I would like a faster approach, obviously, than 1 day a week, 100%. But there's nothing wrong with that. Yeah. It's a good start, right?
Yeah.
People think, oh, you're not doing enough, so you're not doing anything. That is not true, right? You're not going to rip off your weight right away, but it's going to come off over time.
Yeah.
But as, like I said, we dropped Joe down 300 calories less a day. All of a sudden, in a week, you're dropping some weight, right?
Yeah.
And then we get to a point where you stop dropping weight at 3,200 calories. We increase exercise, the weight keeps going down. Or we keep the exercise the exact same, and we lower the calories down to 3,000. See how that your body reacts to that. Nutrition is a science that is evolving every single day. True. And you can't listen to anyone tell you this works, because everybody's different. Everybody eats different foods.
Right.
There's so many toxins in our foods, pesticides, all these different things.
Yeah.
Then there's the vegan approach now, and it's a huge cult thing that's happening. And I'm not against veganism whatsoever. It works for some people. But now
I like meat, man.
It's just about learning what works for yourself, right? I listen to vegan podcasts. I'll listen to a carnivore podcast. Right now, Joe Rogan, top podcast dude, he's eating carnivore. He's got liquid diarrhea, rocket fire coming out of his ass.
Oh yeah.
But he says he feels incredible, right?
Interesting.
Is that maintainable? Is it sustainable? I don't know. I don't think so.
Balance is good.
And for me, I'm all about balance. I'm all about what can you sustain, right?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, it's what you can do that matters. So if I gave you a workout plan to do 500 burpees a day, right? You get in incredible shape, right?
500 in a day.
I told you every day.
Holy.
Right? If I told you
that'd take all day.
You get in incredible shape, right?
Yeah.
But would you do it? No. But if I said, hey, Joe, I want you to give me 50 push-ups every other day, 100 bodyweight squats every other day, and go for a walk every day. You're like, okay, I can do that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's the training plan that will work for you.
Yeah.
Right? If I tell you, Joe, you can have a gold medal burger 2 per week, half of them, right? You can have a couple OVs here and there.
Yeah.
But you got to eat clean at home. You got to make 2 of your 3 meals a day, or 5 of your 6, whatever amount of meals you eat. That's called balance. That is making a lifestyle change, right? Shifting into healthy eating, right?
Yeah.
That's how you have to do it, right? Changing your mindset about eating, being intuitive with the foods that you eat, right? There's all these different ways of eating. My personal style that I prescribe to and subscribe to would be intuitive eating, right? Intuitive eating is reprogramming your body to going back to its natural senses. So understanding what hunger is. Why are you hungry? Is it because it's dinner time, or is it because you're hungry?
Right.
Right? Have you felt hunger before?
Me?
Yeah.
I would imagine.
Probably not.
No?
No. I have. The majority of people listening have never felt hunger before. And I'm gonna give you some woo-woo shit here, but we feel cravings for food.
Right.
Because we're in a society that food is always there.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Go back 100 years, our biggest issue was we don't have enough, right? People were dying of starvation, right? Maybe longer than 100 years ago. But now people are dying because they're eating too much.
Right.
That's the majority of deaths is coming from people who are eating too much.
Lots of gold medal burgers.
So there's too many things available, right? And people don't know what to grab for. 10 years ago, egg yolks were the devil of nutrition. Cholesterol. Don't eat that now. Cholesterol is the best thing for you. But don't eat high fat. But don't eat carbs. But don't eat fat because fat's bad. How are you going to reach out and know what to eat, right? How are you going to figure that out for yourself? You can't. That's why there's people like myself and there's nutritionists out there. By no means am I like a doctor of nutrition, but I got a pretty good handle on it, right?
You got an understanding for sure.
You need to find what works for you and what makes sense to you.
Right.
Right? So it's really tough to tell somebody eat this, eat this, and eat that. That's why I don't do meal plans with people, because it never works. I've done them. They suck. People hate them and they fail. And they say, I'll never be able to eat healthy. I'll never get in shape.
Right.
So you can relearn those signals, like I said, by the reason I said that you've never been hungry before is our body can go many days without eating.
Right.
I've done a 72-hour food fast and just water, tea, and coffee. That's all I had for 72 hours.
What?
Yeah, it was fucking insane. And the first 12 hours was really tough. And then it was really easy until like 36 hours. And then after that, I was hungry for a little bit. And then I was fine. And then up until like, I remember I was at the market. I was miserable as hell. And it was Easter. And I broke my fast with cheesecake.
Yeah.
Oh my God, worst idea. You're supposed to break it with like bone broth and all this type of stuff. And the reason I did that was I wanted to challenge myself to see how long I could go without food. And
I don't even know what that'd be like.
It's
I
insane,
get lightheaded if I don't eat.
I felt amazing. I felt
really
like I felt enlightened almost, as funny as that sounds, that word. But like I felt invigorated, lots of energy, strong, felt good in the gym. I worked out.
You were working out all night.
Couldn't work out past the 48-hour mark. I couldn't work out past that. I felt so sluggish. But mentally, amazing. I wrote some of the best programs I've ever written during that time.
Really?
It was crazy.
Huh.
And just super zoned in. But I felt hunger for the first time in my life. And now I can go like 12 hours and like, oh, I need to eat because I'm used to eating right now, right? I'm not saying fasting is the fix all, and you don't fast to lose weight. It's a practice, a spiritual practice in a sense, right?
Interesting.
But relearning those signals, like of knowing, are you hungry, this and that, how much water are you drinking, right? That stuff is so important. The first word of advice I give to all of my clients is drink more water. How much water are you drinking? Now that I think about it, like 3 bottles a day. That's 1.5 liters of water. The average person should be taking in like 4 minimum.
4 liters?
4 liters minimum.
Wow.
Like a gallon, right?
Yeah.
Like that's the average person. I like, especially if you're an athletic person, like you should be taking in more. I'm almost taking 2 gallons of water a day, and I'm chugging. I'm slacking today, but I already had like 3 bottles on my way here, right? And so yeah, it's just nutrition.
So you don't give people meal plans. Mm-hmm. So you focus on just keeping the calories.
Teaching them how to eat properly by showing them like different ways of eating, different recipes, stuff like that, different choices that you can make. You go to a restaurant, you're always going to be going to restaurants now, right?
Yeah.
How can you make that different, right?
Yeah.
Do you have to order a salad? No. But do you need to have potatoes, right? Home fries? Right. No, right?
So, you know what I tend to do when I try to be healthier? Because I love all foods. Like, I eat a lot of unhealthy stuff.
Yeah.
But I honestly love healthy foods more. It just takes more effort, right?
Yeah.
Like unhealthy is just easy. But like soups I love, but those aren't always healthy options either.
No.
Right?
Yeah, cream. They could be full of cream.
Yeah.
Sugars, all that shit.
Yeah, because when I'm in a restaurant, when I'm like trying to be a little more mindful, I'll tend to get like soup or a salad. But I don't know. Is that
Caesar dressing?
Right?
That's that's just
like
you don't
vinaigrette.
know, right? You
don't know.
Like vinaigrette's amazing. So then you get a tablespoon of olive oil and balsamic vinegar. You have an amazing salad dressing. Add a little oregano, a little salt and pepper, and all of a sudden you got the best salad dressing that might be 95 calories for the entire salad just with the dressing. Where you get a Caesar salad, your dressing might be 350 to 400 calories.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's nuts, right? It's nuts.
Crazy.
And it's not, and calories aren't bad. Like, I don't want people to get the wrong idea about this, saying like, you need to be counting your calories. This is not, it's staying away from processed foods. It's if you eat good foods, healthy foods, unprocessed foods, right? You eat, you're eating chicken, you're eating your proper vegetables. Like if you have sweet potato, there's nothing wrong with carbs either, because there's the whole keto craze right now too, right? I eat sweet potatoes almost every day. Like I love sweet potato.
Yeah,
it's a complex carb, right? It breaks down slowly. It's really, really healthy. It's got so many micronutrients in it, right?
Yeah.
But people are like, oh, I can't eat carbs. But I'm gonna put butter in my fucking coffee, right? Like what? Like come on.
I know that was crazy.
It's bulletproof coffee, right? It's a super extreme thing that's going on. The pendulum's always swinging back and forth, forth. But just sit in the middle. Like find that spot that feels comfortable for you. So you have to become more mindful with your eating, right? Like you want to figure out like what is a good choice here. When you're walking in the grocery store, buy the things on the outside of the aisles, right? Don't go down the cereal aisle and buy a bunch of bullshit. Is granola good for you? Probably not. But if you have like a quarter cup of it in your Greek yogurt, right?
So tell me some of the things that you eat regularly and that maybe you're an advocate of, like things to incorporate. And like you said, you don't do meal plans, but I think you mentioned egg whites the one time, and you mentioned like hot sauce mustard. Like talk about some of the things that are.
Yeah, so those are a few of the tools I'd say that I like to use whenever I'm cutting weight or I'm having clients cut weight, right? And just teaching them to stay away from certain things. Like there's some people who need to dip their pizza in ranch all the time, right?
Yeah.
Or they need to have blue cheese, or they need to have stuff all the time. But if you, like last night, went to go watch a UFC event, right? Mm-hmm. I had chicken wings.
Nice.
Fantastic. I had pizza.
Nice.
Right?
You still eat these things?
Of course.
Yeah.
Not every day.
Yeah.
But you know what I ate during that day?
What?
I had myself a nice clean oil and vinaigrette chicken salad, right?
Chicken salad being what?
Chicken salad. So
chicken breast?
Red chicken breast, sliced up, cooked to perfection. By Chantel, thank you. Spinach,
great.
Oil and vinaigrette, like I said.
Yeah.
Salt, pepper. Onions, peppers. Just a variety of vegetables, right? Super simple. Very tasty. Not the highest in calories, right? That was my brunch. I didn't eat. I decided to do like an intermittent fasting yesterday. So I didn't eat for the first 5 hours of waking up and ate that. Went to go train, hit some pads with one of my buddies, came home, had what did I have? Oh, I had a little bit of sweet potato, like a cup of sweet potato with
what, raw sweet potato?
Cooked, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm literally trying to.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I thought you were just
picture.
fucking with me.
No.
Yeah, I cooked up some sweet potato. I already had it prepped.
So what, boiled?
Yeah.
Or oven?
I have an Instant Pot, so I pop that shit off real quick. It's so
you
nice.
just throw
a little water in the bottom of the Instant Pot. 5 minutes, it's cooked.
5 minutes done.
5 minutes, amazing, man.
A whole sweet potato.
Yeah, or I'll cut them in half. Sometimes it's even quicker. So.
And then you eat just half a sweet potato.
So I cut that up into a little bit, threw it into a little frying pan. Not like a teaspoon of coconut oil in the pan.
Nice.
Frying it up. Stirred up 6 eggs and half cup of egg whites. Poured it on top.
That's a pretty healthy amount of.
Yeah, it's a lot of it. I love. Yeah, it was
that's
550 calories, right?
Yeah.
But I'm a very active person, so I can eat a little bit more, right?
Yeah.
So I had that chicken salad, right?
And then you said a little spinach in there too.
Little spinach too, yeah.
Raw spinach.
Oh, then it just wilts inside the eggs and stuff like that. Love it, right?
Yeah.
It tastes amazing. It sounds good, right?
Yeah. Sauce.
Hot sauce, of course. Little Frank's Buffalo on top. Fantastic. Sometimes, like, if it wasn't a day where I knew I was going to have pizza and stuff, I'd throw some feta cheese in there too, right? Mm-hmm. Something like that, right? A little high fat, nice healthy fat for you. Good dairy fat. Then I went and hit weights in my gym. Finished that, showered up, grabbed Lucas, went for some wings.
Nice.
Had 10 wings. 12 probably, because I stole 2 people's wings. And personal pizza, 8-inch. And then I had another person's slice of pepperoni, right?
So you got an appetite.
A decent amount. Yeah, I eat a lot, right?
Yeah.
But my metabolism isn't incredible, so I knew today I was going to have a higher weigh-in. I was 4 pounds heavier than I was the day before.
Yeah?
Guess what? Doesn't matter, because by the time tomorrow, I'll be back down probably 3 pounds.
Right.
Right? Not a big deal.
Yeah.
You need to have nights like that. That I went out with friends, my brother.
That's 4 pounds? That's not 4 pounds of food you ate, but...
But so when you're eating a lot of processed foods, carbohydrates, you become more water soluble.
Ah.
And they soak in that water. Drinking a lot of Diet Pepsis. A lot of water. Right. Bad idea to drink Diet Pepsi. Bad idea to drink pop in general. But and that's why I indulge in that,
yeah,
right?
Of course.
And
it's good to hear that
I enjoy my life, man. I can't not. I'm going to be fighting coming up for a kickboxing match. So that was probably my last night of having some fun like that for a little while because I got to cut some weight. But yeah, I went out. I enjoyed myself. I had a great time with friends, and mentally I felt amazing, right? And that's the other thing that's huge in fitness that people miss out on. Like, no pain, no gain. You got to 24/7, da-da-da-da.
Right.
Like, you need to have those nights. Sometimes you need to have a gold medal burger with
right.
Robin, right?
Yeah.
You need to have a bottle of wine, right? You need to have some sexy time, right? That stuff's important to do, right?
Right.
And for your mental capacity to continue to do the things on a daily basis that aren't as fun as that, let's say, to stay where you're at, right?
Yeah.
So that's what I do. Like,
so what else? What are some other things? So you mentioned chicken, right?
Yeah, love chicken.
Spinach, sweet potatoes, egg whites. What are just some
foods that I eat?
Foods you eat. Foods just people to keep on the radar. Like an Instant Pot sounds great.
Instant Pot's great. It's very easy.
I don't have one of those.
I was a crock pot guy forever. One of my clients,
I have
Silvana, thank you so much. I love you for like engagements as Christmas gift. I got an Instant Pot. Use it all the time. It's incredible.
Like every day?
Probably every day, every other day, depending on.
And so what do you cook in this bad boy?
Pork tenderloin,
and what potatoes, it's chicken a pressure breast, cooker, right?
Pressure cooker, yeah.
So cook shit quick.
Fucking quick, man. And there's all these attachments too. You can make these really cool like egg bites out of them and like prep food for the week, right? And
and
that's
do you do food prep?
Depends on the week. Like honestly, it just depends what I feel like doing. Like I always have a good amount of food in my fridge. I go to Costco. I'll buy a shit ton of egg whites, a bunch of Greek yogurt, right? And like my fridge, I can give you like a stock of what I have on a daily occurrence, right? And this is for the person who's trying to be extremely healthy. So like you don't even have to be this crazy, but in my fridge, there's always eggs in there. There's always egg white cartons. There's always Greek yogurt. Cottage cheese is always in there.
What kind of cottage cheese?
1%, 2%, 3%, whatever they got on sale. I don't care.
Yeah,
Yeah, because it's as long as it's this. I'm not worried about fat. Dairy fat is amazing. It's good for you. I'm worried about added sugars, right? So when I'm buying Greek yogurt, I'm buying plain 0 to 3% Greek yogurt. I'm not buying vanilla.
Do you add honey to it or anything?
with that one, I personally add like a whey protein powder to mine, right? So I'll mix that little almond milk splashed in, unsweetened, right? Little whey proteins, mix it together, some peanut butter, right? Throw that in there.
That sounds good.
All of a sudden now I throw in like I'll still indulge in some cereals. I'll have my Reese's Puffs every once in a while. I fucking love Reese's Puffs.
Yeah, of course.
Tiny little cup of that. Throw that in there.
You still got fat kid in you.
Oh, fuck, man. I could out-eat you. I guarantee you. You would probably be sick when I eat. It's crazy. When I go to a buffet. But then I pay for it, and then I work hard to get it off afterwards, right?
Yeah.
But so like a daily thing, I call it like a protein bowl. I'll make my Greek yogurt, scoop of protein powder in there, or not, depending on the day. Some cinnamon, little Himalayan sea salt, just for the macronutrients. And so whatever fresh berries that are on, like whatever fruits that's in season. I always have bananas peeled, frozen in my freezer, sorry, and for shakes.
Whole or cut up? I
cut them in 3, and I put pieces into like my Ninja blender, whether I'm making a fruit smoothie, avocado smoothie, something like that, right? I don't have them all the time, I'm going to be honest with you, but I really need to start having avocados in my house at all times. Like they're so good, such a healthy fat. Yeah. Coconut oil is always on me.
Nice.
Meats, always I have like my extra lean ground beef, lean turkey, chicken.
I want you to keep going, but I just gotta say, is eating healthy expensive? People sometimes use that.
If you only like certain foods, but if you can muster the will to try new things and learn that, maybe you didn't like something when you're 12, but you might like it now that you're an adult.
Right.
Should probably try it again, right? So when fish is on sale, I'm buying fish. When pork's on sale and it's a lean cut, I'm buying it.
Right, because you said yourself you're frugal with your money.
I'm frugal as hell, man. Like I'm opening a new gym right now. I'm expanding, right?
Yes.
Like that shit costs a lot of money. Yeah. And I'm not saying, hey, daddy, can I have money? Like, no. First of all, you'd kick my ass if I ever asked. Right. Second of all, I need to make that money. So what am I going to do? I'm not going to go out and eat every single day. I'm going to make sure I'm cooking my own meals, right? And people say, oh, healthy eating's so expensive.
Yeah,
they say it all the time, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. You know who started that rumor, right? The fucking
McDonald's?
Restaurant building. Yeah, like for real, right? You can go to McDonald's and now McDonald's is as expensive as like your typical breakfast spot, right? It's not cheap and it's shit food. It's shit for you.
Yeah.
Does it taste good? No. Is it convenient? 100%.
Yeah.
But so is, your health. Like, that's very convenient.
Yeah.
Right? It's very convenient.
Yeah.
So, healthy eating will be expensive if you're very picky.
Right.
Right. But eating out is way more expensive. So there is no argument against that. Your health bills are expensive.
So a lot of this has been pretty macro. I wanted to take it a little micro for people that are listening locally. Where do you buy your stuff? You said Costco. Do you go local too?
Sometimes I go to Costco. Like it's once a month thing that I'll go and I'll stock up type of thing. Get some bars here and there for like when I'm going to training and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm a food basics boy. I live close to it, so I go to it. That's it, right? That's about it.
Food basics,
Costco. Costco, pretty much.
Your staples.
I don't like to go places. I live on top of my business. My brother's cafe, where I get my coffee, is attached to it. Do I drive for coffee? No. When he's closed, I'm sad. It sucks. No, seriously, I don't go far, right?
Yeah.
And I have amazing clients that bring me foods all the time.
Yeah.
There's these cauliflower gnocchis from Trader Joe's that one of my clients brings in. She's so nice. She's such a sweetheart. And oh my God, it's the fucking best, man.
Yeah.
I have frozen Brussels sprouts at all times in my freezer.
Brussels sprouts are amazing.
Amazing. You know what I do? How do I cook them too? They're so good. It's so simple.
Wow.
Ham spray, right? Coconut ham spray.
Coconut spray.
So
I
good.
didn't even know
just
that
because I like
existed.
the flavor, right?
Yeah.
Right on the pan. Microwave the. If you don't like microwaves, you can do it a different way, but I like speed and efficiency. So microwave with a little bit of water in it, drain the water out, 4 minutes. Throw in the pan, fry it up, a little salt and pepper, throw the meat in there. All of a sudden now you got Brussels sprouts, you got your meats going. Oh,
nice.
Fuck, it's so good. Steak all the time. There's always steak on sale. Always on sale, right?
Right.
You just got to know your cuts. And then buying fruit in season, it's so...
What are the good steak cuts?
What are the good ones?
Lean ones? What's lean?
They're almost like steak's really lean. Like T-bone's not very lean, obviously, but like your sirloin strip, sirloin top, tip, all that stuff is good. Eye round is usually the cheapest one you can buy by far, and it's always on sale. Like it's always cheap.
This reminds me too something to talk.
Yeah.
The other day, yesterday.
Yeah.
Being Wednesday. How are we doing on time?
Good.
How much longer you got?
20.
20?
Yeah.
Yeah, good. I went over after the workout and had lunch. I met somebody, just coincidence, Black Sheep, had the Buddha Bowl. It was unreal.
Amazing.
But how is that on my...
Caloric intake?
On everything.
So, the way I look at it, right, is for somebody like yourself, you would go to the Black Sheep, and you would probably, on this menu, buy the blue burger.
I don't eat a lot of burgers off camera, but...
Okay.
But I've had... I don't know, I would get anything. I might just say, Chantal, what do I get today, and whatever she brings.
And she might make you something unhealthy because she assumes that's what you would like, right?
Right.
Let's just say.
Yeah.
And see, I can be wrong. So I assumed that you'd get a burger because you're Burger Joe.
Yeah.
Of course, it's kind of cliche to think, but why not, right?
Yeah.
So in my mind, you getting a burger that's going to be probably a little greasy, right? It's going to have bacon on it. There's cheese, all this stuff, right? Bread's got butter on it, that type of stuff, right? That's a lot of calories. That's probably 1,200 calories, let's say.
Yeah,
right? You never know. I'm over-exaggerating. There's a side, too, with potato salad, which has a lot of mayonnaise.
Yeah.
And it's not...
It's delicious.
I'll tell you guys, it's not low-calorie mayonnaise. I'll tell you that. It's fantastic, but it's not low-calorie.
Yeah.
Right? Or...
Chantal might slap you.
She loves me, man. I love that woman.
Yeah, she's awesome.
But you get yourself a Buddha bowl, which is some basmati rice, right? Cooked with just water, no butter. Some vegetables fried up in the pan, right? Steamed.
Yeah.
And some chicken.
It was so
right?
good.
A little bit of sauce, a little soy sauce. That might be 550 to 700 calories, right?
I think when I put in the app, not that it knows.
Yeah.
But it said 580.
580. Like, that's a classic. That's
typical.
Not bad, right? Not bad at all.
Yeah.
So that is something that you can do, like getting something like that, right? It's pretty simple.
It was so good.
When you can look at the food you're eating and know what's in it, that's probably a good sign, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's how I like to do it.
So do you think that we could try to work something out with Chantal because I would like to go there for lunch after that was like even healthier, or is that a good enough thing?
So at restaurants, I love that question. At restaurants, you always have the option. It's annoying to the cooks, but fuck them, right?
Right.
You want to take care of your health. If you want to go out, you can ask questions. There's more health conscious places. Like I wouldn't go to, I don't want to say a name of a place, but like a greasy spot and be like, hey, can you make me oilless, fried, gluten free and this stuff? No.
Right.
Not the best idea.
Right.
But you can go to a breakfast place and say, hey, can you cook my potatoes or cook my eggs with spray? Like oil spray or something like that. Oh yeah, let me go ask. They most likely will do it.
Right.
And now you just saved yourself 200 calories of oil.
Really?
For real, man. Like
wow.
It's a huge difference.
That's an easy
right?
200
Or hey, can I go light on the butter or no butter at all on my toast?
Right.
Right. It's simple.
Do you eat bread?
Things. I do, man. I'm a bread man.
I know.
They call me bread daddy. That's what they do. I'm serious.
Do you eat bread every day?
Some days I eat more bread than I probably should, and some days I don't eat it at all.
Because I'll tell you something. I grew up European household. Could eat a loaf of bread, no problem.
Me too.
Now, and even since I've been unhealthy, I don't eat a lot of bread. Even though I love it.
You drink it, though.
Oh, the OVs?
It's bread.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt.
It's liquid bread.
Yeah. But bread, like I don't consume much. But you have it in your life. It's not in your life
all the time.
Do you eat like a multigrain? Do you eat the white?
Sometimes I'll have Italian, which is straight up white bread, and sometimes I'll have like a hot pepper bread, which is a rye based with oil in it. Right.
What's over at Spinosa's? What's the if I wanted to what?
Like you're going for health, or are we talking good?
No, not well. No, good. It's all good.
It's all good.
But if somebody wanted to eat, what would be your healthiest bread there?
On the weekends, we sell a sunflower rye bread, which is a rye base with sunflower seeds in it. It will be a little more calorie dense because of the seeds. They're high in calories, but they're fucking incredible, and it's so good. It's very healthy. And
sunflower rye
is really good. Our rye would probably be our baseline healthiest loaf that we sell. And it's really tasty. Our rye breads are really, really, really good.
So just because I just want to spend a little bit of time on this part, the bakery. We haven't like
huge part of my life now.
Yeah. So I just want to know what do you guys sell there as far as breads? Like what do you guys have there?
Oh, well, during the week, like for the most part, it's pretty baseline simple. English bread, we sell like hundreds of Italian every day.
Nice.
English bread, whole wheat, English, rye, Vienna, which is a French loaf, which is literally just Italian but cooked differently. French sticks, Calabrese bread, which is a big round one.
Nice.
But then on the weekend, we have, like, when we used to do the market, my dad used to make like 60 different loaves a week. It was nuts. Like, he would have pumpkin bread, sunflower hot, Mexican picante bread, like all these different types of stuff. Like, but
do you guys mess around with any organic stuff?
Organic, in what sense? Like gluten-free and all that kind of stuff?
Just like, I don't even know how, like I don't even know.
Like, yeah,
pesticides and stuff.
Yeah, like, of course, yeah, we don't have like pesticides in our stuff, right? But like at the end of the day, bread is processed. It's a processed food. It always will be. Even if it's a healthy bread, it's still processed. Yeah. So if you're cutting out processed foods, yeah, you would cut out bread, but do you need to cut it out every day? Probably not. Right. Right. Do you need to eat it every day? Probably not.
Coming from the bread man.
Yeah, probably not. Yeah. But like, you can eat bread every day, but what are you putting on? Yeah, exactly. That's the question.
And what else are you eating? Yeah. Like I eat eggs. You can afford to have bread when you want. Me, like, it's not something I need to have in there. Not that but like I said, I don't eat it much, even though I love it. But like, if I have it, I could just literally crush half a loaf with whatever I'm eating.
You can't outwork a bad diet at the end of the day, right? No matter who you are. You could be freaking Wayne Gretzky and you're not outworking it, right? Right. But at the end of the day, you have to understand what you're putting in your body. You have to know what it does to you. You know how it makes you feel. Yeah. Right. Energy levels. It's super important, right? That's what food is for. It's fuel. I said it to you, but it's like, people are so worried. Some people are so worried about their cars, right? Like, what am I going to do? Like, I got to make sure I've changed the transmission, blah, blah, blah. I don't know much about cars, but they're so worried about putting oil and all this stuff in, getting premium gas, all this stuff. And they're shoveling a fucking Twinkie in their mouth. Yeah. And I'm like, that's gas, right? Like, put something else in your mouth, right? than a Twinkie, right? Or something in that sense, right? Yeah. Or when I used to work at the bakery, it was a classic one. People would come in like, I just had a workout. I earned this. Right. I earned this brownie. Right. No, you didn't. Right? Like, you earned the day. Like, you earned the ability to make a better choice so you can reach your goals, because you've been earning that brownie every workout, and you've been staying the same and complaining about it. Right. Right. You can have that brownie once in a while. Yeah. You don't need to have it every day. Yeah. Right.
Do you have a sweet tooth at all?
I fucking worst sweet tooth in the world, man.
Really? Worst one. So how do you curb it? What do you do?
I don't. I indulge when I know I can. Which is not often, because I can't, because I need to, my body's my business now too, especially, right? It's important to take care of it. But there's things like, yes, there are things you can do to avoid it. Like,
you mentioned Greek yogurt.
Greek yogurt, yeah, like something like that. Like, if I'm craving something super, super sweet, and I know at that time, like, okay, I can't afford to have an M&M. Like, there's no way. What am I going to do? I'll make myself up a little smoothie bowl, or I'll make banana ice cream. Like, that's a classic one, right?
The nice cream.
The nice cream is super, super tasty. And
so what is that? Because Robin made some the other day, actually.
You can put almond milk into a blender with frozen bananas, just a little bit, and just blend it up. You can put strawberry protein or whatever. You don't even need to put protein into it. It doesn't matter. Right. Sorry, you can put strawberries, blueberries, and just flavor it yourself. It's amazing. So tasty. And all of a sudden, like, I'm good on sweets, right? Yeah. Or have a square of dark chocolate. You're craving something
sweet. Dark chocolate's great.
One square, and it's like, whoo, that's potent. I'm good, right? Yeah. And now you just save yourself from going to buy whatever, right?
Like McFlurry or something.
McFlurry, which is crazy, right? Yeah. So there's a lot of ways to curb sweet tooths. And the easiest one, if you're a savory person, get out of here. Like, I'm sorry, but if you're a person who likes savory stuff and you're having a hard time kicking it, just put some damn salt on your food. It's not hard, right? Right. Sweet tooths are tough, man. Like, you got a sweet tooth? Well, yeah, I'm a poor bastard. I grew up in a bakery. It's hard not to have one. My mom makes the best cookies on earth, and she brings them all the time. It's the worst. Somebody gave my dad, and then I ended up eating them, like 5 pounds of chocolate covered peanut M&Ms. Yeah. Yeah. Like, come on, man. Like, I'm gonna eat that. Like, you can't put that in front of me, right? Yeah. So there's this demonization of eating bad foods and stuff like that, and for sure, stay away from them. But you gotta enjoy some food sometimes.
So you said you've splashed around with a little bit of vegan podcasts and stuff. Yep. I got this book because I'm committed to this journey, and I'm not committed. Like, I have a couple friends that are vegan, and what I appreciate about them is a couple things. Their meals not all their meals, but they have meals that are low calorie.
Mm-hmm.
But something that I found with, especially my one buddy, Luke Newland, Whiskey Run, vegan, is when he cooks, the flavors are unreal.
Mm-hmm.
Because I find that he's not eating meat, so somehow he's using like turmeric and like mesos and whatever that are just flavor like explosions.
Put that on your meat.
Yeah, no doubt. So like I got this because I wanted one to find lower calorie recipes and find out some of the spices or whatever herbs that he's using that are like making these flavors. Because like I just mentioned a little bit, I prefer healthy foods to non-healthy foods because after I eat them, I feel better.
Yeah.
Right? So, but like I said, they're not convenient. And I'm hoping along this way, one of the things I can figure out too is some convenient, healthy foods too. And that's why, like I mentioned, because even if you go to a restaurant, their healthiest thing on the menu is usually still not healthy.
A wrap.
Yeah, a wrap. And like me, healthy, a chicken breast would be not cooking it in tons of oil, not frying it, right? Not putting like Caesar dressing on it. Like for me, a healthy meal, chicken breast and a bunch of veggies.
How do you make it tasty?
Yeah.
That's the question.
Yeah. And like restaurants don't tend to have like actual healthy options. They're like fake healthy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That's how I see it.
You go to a vegan restaurant.
Yeah.
We're talking the most unhealthy food you could possibly eat.
Yeah, eh?
The most unhealthy food.
Well, I know the Beyond Burger is not...
It is terrible.
Yeah, it's actually pretty tasty.
It's good tasting, but it's terrible for you.
Yeah.
It's terrible for you. A lot of the vegan foods, the biggest thing that vegans eat are processed foods.
Right.
For the most part, right? You need to be very educated in veganism and health, and you need to have money.
Right.
And time.
Right.
To be a proper vegan, because you need the supplements. You need to be buying very, very organic types of foods,
right,
to get the proper nutrients in, right? And you need, like I said, supplements, and that shit is expensive. Like it is not cheap at all, right?
Right.
To make sure that you're hitting, your proper nutrient goals. Like you need to take supplements.
Yeah.
Unless you have a lot of money and you have a cook or something like that.
Right.
And you know a lot.
Right.
It's tough. It's not an easy thing. That's why so many people have skin issues and they feel weak.
Yeah. Like I don't want to hate or anything.
No, not at all.
But it's a dramatic thing, right? Like myself, even though I don't show it now, I like the mindset of balance.
Yeah.
Right? And I don't know what's right or not. Like you mentioned, like Joe Rogan doing carnivore. Yeah. Like, is that right or not? I don't know. It sounds pretty extreme to me.
It's very
extreme. Like people doing like keto. I don't know. And like all these things. To me, it's like, when I hear these things, when I was healthy, what I was extreme was, like I said, I was cooking my meals. Mm-hmm. So I knew what was going in and I was keeping it lean.
That's the number one thing.
But mixing it up, like one of my favorite snacks in the world is nuts. I could eat nuts all day. I don't know about you.
I love nuts too. And
high in calories.
And nothing wrong with that.
You just have to
have a minimal amount of them, right?
Yeah.
Like, you can eat as many, like one of my favorite snacks to make, like cucumber slices, right? I'll do cucumber slices, some pink Himalayan sea salt, and mustard, and I'll dip it.
Interesting.
And it tastes fucking delicious, man. Like
just dip cucumbers in mustard.
It's really good.
What kind of mustard?
Just Dijon or Granny mustard. Love that.
Nice.
So good.
Nice.
Yeah. It's good, man. And you can do a lot of cool things with food, right? And it can be healthy. Like I've been doing this for a few years now, eating healthy and being good, 5 some years now, something like that. And I wouldn't still be doing it if it wasn't plausible or tasty, right? My food's good. I'm a decent cook. Nice. I know how to use spices, right? I have a lot of cultured friends, so they've taught me different ways of seasoning and stuff like that, right?
So what are some of the seasons that you use?
I use turmeric in almost every meal. I love turmeric.
Really?
Love it. And it's super... I use it mostly for my arthritis, though, because it's very high in like anti-inflammatory factor, right? So it's really good for my health, but it tastes good. I love it.
Where do you buy from?
Just buy it in bulk.
Bulk Barn?
Bulk Barn, Costco.
Because I literally just asked my mom, where should I be buying spices from?
Do you like spicy stuff?
I love spicy stuff.
Cayenne pepper. A little splash of that in your food.
Yeah.
Right?
But she said Bulk Barn. I'm like, Bulk Barn?
Yeah.
I'm like, how's the quality? She's like, same thing as you get anywhere else.
It's the exact same.
Yeah.
Or better, probably.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
And,
so
like, you can do a lot of things. Season it. Like, people are afraid of salt, right? Like, unless you have, like, high blood pressure or something like that, like, throw some salt on your food. There's nothing wrong with that. Some pepper, right? I was just saying, Felicia changed my life for making salads, because she's like a straight up Italian girl, and she puts oregano and basil, like dried oregano, dried basil on everything.
Yeah, eh?
Right? And I'm like, what? And holy fuck, you add that with a little balsamic. Like, I don't even put oil in my salads half the time. It's just balsamic vinegar, oregano, and basil, and it is delicious, man. Like, delicious. It changes the whole dish, right? It changes it up completely. Nice. And I eat pasta from here and then too, right? Like every once in a while, like a cup of pasta for myself, like dried, throw it in, penne, let's say.
Yeah.
Dried cup of that, some zucchini chopped up, carrots, red peppers, onions fried up with some chicken, or like some sliced steak, anything like that.
Nice.
Right? Even some shrimp, some tiger shrimp. Like, oof,
nice.
It's tasty. It's really tasty, and it's healthy. It's not. It's a balance, like you said, right? It's finding that balance. Yeah. It's really, really important, and I think you're gonna learn that along this journey. It's not about going cold turkey, right?
Yeah.
It's like people who quit smoking like instantly. Like, some people can do it, but it's not easy to do it.
Oh,
right?
yeah, that's what that book talks about. But
just slowly doing it, right?
Yeah, yeah, mm-hmm. Yeah. I like it. Well, the food part is going to be interesting, because right when we started, you said start tracking, right? Mm-hmm. But what I started doing was just eating better. So it's going to be interesting to see. Mm-hmm. And yesterday I had my first meal that wasn't really great, where I went to a buddy's place. I was there, and his mom busted out some steak, amazing, some like baked fries. But then we had a couple beers, glass of wine. Mm-hmm. So that was a high.
How did you feel after that?
I felt fine.
Yeah? How do you feel after eating healthy meals, though? Like, more energetic?
Have I found... I haven't found a huge difference there yet in that, because I'll tell you when I feel most down is after I go and crunch out 6 burger reviews in a day. Then I'm dragging for a bit. But day to day, like, even though I eat high calorie, I'm always a little bit mindful where I'm trying to get like vegetables and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. So after that meal, it was a cow that they slaughtered that it was amazing.
Okay.
Because normally, like, a lot of times when I have beef other places, the fat doesn't taste good. This was an organic cow that they slaughtered, whatever it was, and the fat was delicious, just like back when I had buddies on farms and stuff. So
Wainfleet boy,
Wainfleet boy, getting the good source of like meats, right? So I don't know, I don't know if you maybe wanted me to hear like I was down, but I felt fine.
No, that doesn't sound like a bad meal either. I'm talking about the alcohol afterwards, right?
Yeah, the booze,
like the stomach, nothing.
No, like
you're used to that right now, right?
Yeah,
that's not a common thing, but more common than not type of to have some beers.
And it'll be interesting too, because I've never tracked, and like I said, I don't drink a lot, but I don't not drink. I don't really get drunk. Like back in the day, like party time.
Yeah.
Right? But I do consume alcohol, so it'll be interesting to track that.
See how much it's happening.
Yeah,
right?
and like you
this
said,
is becoming mindful of the things that you're doing, right? And all of a sudden, like you said, you're already eating healthier.
Yeah,
and
right away.
Right away, because you're tracking, right? Yeah. So instantly it clicks your mind. Okay, I got to do something.
Yeah.
Whoa, I almost just thought about putting those chips in my mouth. Why was I going to do that?
Yeah. Like, I haven't even eaten a cashew since we started, and I love those.
You're learning, you're relearning these things, right? And I guarantee you, our next weigh-in, it's going to notice.
I can't wait to see. It's going to be interesting.
And it all depends, right? Like, someday you can drop 10 pounds overnight, 20 pounds overnight by water weight, right? It's very, very different. But the more we're going to exercise, the more we're going to do it. The first couple of weeks are always like the most stagnant. Then it starts, you want to see this nice steady decline, right? You don't, like, at your weight, you could probably lose 3 pounds a week for the first little while, 3 to 4, like max, maybe.
I don't know if I'm exercising enough for that.
You might not be, right? And that's the thing. But then there's like for myself, if I'm losing more than a pound a week when I'm trying to cut weight, let's say, I'm going to be losing muscle, and I don't want to do that, right? Exactly. No matter what you lose muscle when you lose weight, that's just how it goes. You're in the newbie gain stage, so you can get away with a little bit. You can put muscle on while losing fat.
Right.
But like, it gets to a point where you can't do that anymore. To gain muscle, you need to gain some fat. To lose fat, you need to gain some. You're gonna lose some muscle. That's just how it is. The trade off, right?
Right.
But we're going to see how it goes. And you're learning, you're drinking your water, right? You're staying away from shit. What are you putting in your coffee, right? Like, what do you, like, your liquid calories. We talked about that too, right? Alcohol, it's huge. You have 5 beers, all of a sudden you're talking 600 calories.
So you said I got to replace OV with Michelob
Ultra.
Oh,
baby, it's so good. 90 calories, man. It tastes good.
How many calories in an OV? 200, maybe? I don't
even know. It could be like 160. Do you have one? Does it even say? Probably doesn't even say.
Does it say on here? No,
definitely not.
No, they don't.
A common beer thing is usually like 130 to 150. Like, depends for a bottle.
Right.
Like, that's usually a common one.
Michelob's 90.
Yeah, 90.
Gotcha.
Bud Light, I think, is like 110, 115.
Yeah, I don't know,
something like that.
Yeah.
I personally, like, I don't drink very often. I don't really do many unhealthy things, but when I do drink, I'm a Ciroc boy, no word of a lie.
What's
I don't
that?
drink often. It's just
vodka.
It's a vodka. It's technically not a
Jay-Z?
vodka because it comes from grapes. So it's technically a wine. When you really think about it.
Is that Jay-Z's one?
No, I think Diddy sponsors this one.
Yeah? Gotcha.
Jay-Z is Douce.
Gotcha.
It's a cognac. But no, I stick to vodkas, gin, and then just club soda.
See,
right?
and we're probably getting close to finishing up, but I'll finish a little bit with this about how easy, like I remember when I was in my top shape that I knew that at any time that could fall away because it's, like I said, a slippery slope, right? And I find, and why it's slippery, because this is me, and I don't know, other people experience it or not. When I'm working out like we did the other day, I don't want to follow that up, and not that I go to McDonald's, but with the McDonald's meal. Because I don't want to spend that time working out just to be in the same spot or worse, right? Like, to me, I didn't work out and now I eat a pound of brownies. I earned this. No. Right now, where I'm at is I have to lose weight, right? And get healthy. But these things go together here.
Yeah.
Right? But when I don't work out, it's so much easier to eat an unhealthy meal.
Because you don't care.
Yeah, exactly. The no care. That's why it's so slippery. Because
I'm here now.
Yeah. Like, why does it matter that I have whatever? Because I didn't work out. So I'm not working on this.
Yeah.
And that's why I think it's, for me, slippery. So I think it's good once implementing the working out. That's why, like, the day we did it, I've eaten a lot better. So I don't know how it is with other people. I have no idea if they think the same way or not, but I think it's so easy just to be doing nothing.
It's an acceptance, right? It's an acceptance of where you're at and just saying, fuck, I'm here.
Yeah.
We're stuck here now, right? Or like, I'm already fat. Might as well shove some more food down my throat. And that's what people do. They do it in a lot of things, and it's really sad because it sucks, right? Feeling that way and feeling stagnant and gross. And I felt that way. I can relate to it, right?
Yeah, I don't feel that way, but I understand.
You will.
I
guarantee you, when you start getting healthy, you're going to be like, oh, whoa, where's this energy coming from? Like,
I can't wait for that.
I want to have sex all the time, right? Like, that happens a lot, right? Like, because you feel confident or you feel good. You're a confident guy already, so it's not you're going to gain that much more confidence. But you're going to feel good, right? You're going to have an aura around you, right? That's
and I miss that too, where, like, I've got a pretty good drive, a good motivation, feel good, But what I miss when I was real healthy was it was like my mind was clear. And like I still feel focused, but I remember and I know that feeling where it's just like your mind is on point.
Zoned in.
Yeah, like that's what I'm looking forward to, is it's like shaking out the cobwebs a little bit. And waking up with that energy, because like I said, I wake up I start doing my phone, but it's almost a little bit lazy too that I'm not up and like hitting a 5K run real quick, right?
Look at all the most successful people in the world, right? They all do something. They all work out, right?
Yeah.
They all take it because they're pushing themselves. It's the most important thing is they're breaking boundaries, right? On themselves. And every day they're pushing themselves to conquer something. And that's addicting. It's rewarding.
Exactly.
And it'll get you to where you need to get to.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, well, that's a great way to end this, I think. I was going to say, like, I'm really looking forward to this. I don't even know. We haven't even really talked beyond this, but I wouldn't even mind if we do this again in, like, maybe a few months to talk about everything.
I would love to.
We're going to be hanging out. I like that we're going to be hanging out once a week, making happenings. Mm-hmm. Is there anything else you want to touch on? I know we're about at your time. We talked about a lot of good stuff here.
Yeah, no, like I want people on here to hopefully find some inspiration from, whether it's from me or from you. Combination of both.
Yeah.
I just want people to understand that getting healthy isn't easy, and reaching goals aren't easy, but it can be very simple if you just have a plan in place and you're willing to make some uncomfortable steps towards being comfortable.
Yeah.
A quote that
words.
I love hearing all the time, I play it in my head every day. It's the path to nowhere is paved with excuses.
Right.
Right? And I love that. Mark Bell, I believe, said that. And incredible quote. It's very true. It has to do with everything in life, including fitness. And if you have any questions and you want to reach out to myself on health, you can reach me at my website, forgefitness.ca. You can find me on Instagram, official Forge Fitness, or my personal, which is Zac Spinosa, I believe, just ZACSPINOSA. And just hit me up. And if you have any questions, I love talking about this. I'm super passionate about health.
I love it.
And I want to help out as many people as I can.
Love it.
That's it.
Bro, it's amazing. Good. This was amazing.
Awesome. Boom.
Love it.
That's it, baby.
We killed it.
That was awesome.